Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to start today by looking at this this puzzle by Wisteria that I see I've already... how did I already screw this? Oh, because I'm in the wrong mode. There we go. Haha. Yes, I have to be in Penpa mode for the Penpa puzzle, or it does not look good. That is one of the spoilers. Me looking at this puzzle by Wisteria. For reasons that are mysterious to me, it does not show the rules here like my plugin would usually make it. I can click the Show Rules button and it will show the rules, or we can look at the LMD page together. So we're gonna be doing that. So I'll talk about this puzzle in a minute. Naverio is going to do the Sudoku part for us because there's a comment by Naverio on the puzzle saying that the Sudoku part is brutal to the max. So we'll let Naverio handle that part, but we'll place the battleships, or attempt to place the battleships. But before then, there's a few announcements. So one announcement is that Saturday is the day I'm being interviewed by Memerister. So if you're not familiar with Memerister's stream, Tristan put a link in chat, but Memerister has been doing this wonderful series of interviews with setters. So I recommend you go back and check. You can even see Memerister interview such greats as Fistamafel and Jovial, Tirganis, Clover, just this wonderful collection of people, which I am delighted to have been invited and considered for this. So I'm very excited for this. It is true. If you look at the list of questions that people have, almost all of the questions are for Zach. But I will do my best to answer questions for Zach. So don't miss that. That's going to be this Saturday. You can watch live, or there will be a VOD forever. So if you forget, you can go back and watch it after the fact. I also wanted to mention that we're coming up on Stream 100. So this is Stream 95. So we have Stream 100 in a few streams. I have secured the participation of a certain feline fellow to help me out. So Tall Cat's going to join me. If you have any puzzles that you would like to send me to do for the Stream 100, I'm happy to do those. If not, I'm happy to just do whatever puzzles Tallcat wishes to do on that day. We can just sort of clear out the bucket. Tallcat and I got through a bajillion puzzles from the CTC app when we streamed together, so my hope is that we can shrink the ever-growing bucket a bit by getting at least 200 puzzles done in Stream 100. We'll see. Maybe 100 puzzles would be a more realistic and on-theme goal for that stream. Anyway, so that will be there. Alrighty, and Tall Cat is threatening to pick all the 2-star puzzles. Also, I announced the next setting challenge for those of you who like the setting challenges. So this setting challenge is specifically not Sudoku. So pencil puzzle, any pencil puzzle that's not Sudoku, and that is in a genre you have not set before. And I have encouraged people to strive for a difficulty that is interesting but approachable. So I'd like to do, in addition to doing them on stream, I would like this to be sort of a collection of puzzles that invite people into pencil puzzles for people to do. So we're looking for something a little south of some of the Jesper/Magnus sort of puzzles that we usually do when we do pencil puzzles on the stream. Not that those aren't fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic, but my goal specifically is to generate more interest in those puzzles by getting people to be a little bit more comfortable and interested and invested in pencil puzzles and pencil puzzle logic. So we're looking for probably harder than Gap, probably like Puzzlink 3, Puzzlink 4 probably is about what we're talking about when we talk about difficulty, if we're trying to like put this on a scale. But as unjargony as possible, which is part of why I've suggested, or why I've said it has to be in a genre you haven't set before. So we have that. It should not be infinitely long. That will be what I'll say. I think that it's very possible to make a very easy pencil puzzle that's very long, but try and aim for under half an hour, we'll say. Daniel did the trail that I often did. You can absolutely invent a genre. You can absolutely invent a pencil puzzle genre, and you can also do a hybrid of two pencil puzzle genres. You just can't do a hybrid with Sudoku. The bar I have set is you get that very first question if you go to post something on Logic Masters Germany that asks, is this puzzle in essence a Sudoku? Yes/no. The answer to these puzzles should be no. So that is my my thing. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's been done before or whatever. This is intended to be an invitation for people, because I think there's not a lot of natural sort of way to transition from being a CTC viewer to doing pencil puzzles. There's not really a link there. I'm as much as possible trying to create a stronger link there. Because I know a lot of people, including me for a long time, are very intimidated by pencil puzzles. So I want to try and make it sort of an inviting and interesting experience. Already. And just so it's clear, when I'm solving them, I'm not trying to speed run them. I'm trying to sort of talk about them and figure these out. So that is that. All right. So I think that's all my announcements. Tristan will correct me if I'm wrong. But we should read the directions to this Battleship Sudoku puzzle. Hey, Dad Jokes. So in this puzzle, which is inspired by apparently Thomas Snyder. Oh, that's right. Who voted for this? Woofer, Neverio, Nordy, Ken, dumediat, Luda, Ambrose, Russ, Eric, and David voted for this puzzle. I even wrote it down and then forgot to say it. I also forgot to mention, those of you who support the stream at the windmill level or above get the right to see the bucket as it grows to infinity, and also to vote for what puzzle out of the bucket you would like me to do. And I always start each stream with the most thing. Wisteria? Somehow I missed Wisteria? Did Wisteria vote for it? Apparently Wisteria voted for it, and I didn't copy it down very well. That is what I am learning. Hey, Ken, by the way. Hope you've been well. So the people who support us on that and keep the stream going, those people also get to vote. So we'll start with whatever puzzle they vote for. And I suppose that becomes more and more and more powerful as the bucket grows larger and larger and larger, because, as always, more puzzles come out than I have time to do in the 12 hours I stream puzzles every week. So good luck to that. But anyway, if you have voting privileges and you haven't been using them, I really encourage you to do so. And also, I did just put a pile of puzzles into the bucket. So if you haven't looked in a bit, there's probably a whole bunch of new toys for you to play with if you want to throw your votes around. Oh, and congrats, Ken. That's huge. All right. So here are the rules to this puzzle. So first, this is a J. Dyer style deconstruction. So that means we need to put into this grid, we need to put 9 3x3 squares that are going to be sort of like Sudoku cells. And right away, I'm going to go ahead and mark the magic squares in colors, I suppose. It is an immediate consequence of the rules, although I think it's probably easier to just think of it as a rule of the J. Dyer deconstruction puzzles, that you get sort of these freebie cells. So every cell with both the X and Y coordinate divisible by 3 has to be involved in one of the regions. So this has nothing to do with Battleship, nothing to do with anything. The only thing it has to do with is that if you're going to fit 9 non-overlapping 3x3 grids in an 11x11 grid, which last I counted this was, then you need to hit all of these cells. So we're going to get, sorry, that was supposed to be red, orange, and I think I'm probably going to use color to mean something in this puzzle. I don't know what, so I might have to change the color that I've made these later. I'm trying to avoid blue specifically because blue has a sort of connotation of water, and I want to avoid water in a Battleship puzzle as much as possible. And we can make this one, say, another green region. Okay. these come along for the ride for free, because it's not possible to fit these squares in here without that. I think a rigorous proof of this takes about 10 minutes, and I've done it before on the channel, so I don't really want to do it again. It's a very cool, rigorous proof. It's time consuming, so I'm not going to reproduce it. You'll notice, actually, if you look at my puzzles where I've done this sort of setup, I actually just give these cells in the instructions so that people don't have to think about this if they don't want to. Totally up to setters what they do with that. I'm not saying any other setter should do that, but that's how I do it. So we've got those. And so each of the 3x3 squares needs to contain the digits 1 through 9, and we can't repeat the digits 1 through 9 in rows and columns. But that does mean that many cells will be left blank. Because there's 121 cells and we're only going to fill 81 of them. So 40 cells will be left blank. Those will count as 0 for purposes of clues, and are not subject to any sort of Sudoku rules or anything like that. Okay, so we have these pentagons, and pentagons separate a pair of cells that sum to a multiple of 5. So 0, 5, 10, or 15. Note 0 is possible because it could be that neither of them is in a region. So we have to keep track of that. And so those just count as 0. And now we have to place these arrangements specifically. These are the battleships. We have to place them into the grid exactly. No rotations, no reflections. And they are not allowed to... They are not allowed to be rotated, and they're not allowed to touch orthogonally or diagonally. So I have to fit all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have to fit all 10 of these battleships in here. There may be a little battleship-related trauma in the history of this channel, but we'll try and make it through and do this puzzle anyway. Do you have a good bet cell, by the way, Wisteria? All right. It emphasizes that although in standard battleship puzzles you're allowed to rotate these things, in this puzzle you are not. I believe the only battleship puzzle I've ever done, actually I think I've done 2, one was by Wisteria and one was by Naverio. And we have that. Okay, row 3, column 6 is our betting tree. Let's see, special tree. Boop! There's our betting tree. It's even green, so... It's even green, so it's appropriate. So that you get to bet on. I'm not sure Ambrose's question, if it is directed at me or if it's directed at someone else. I can't quite parse it. So circle clues tell you how many ships they see in a particular direction. So this being a 1 says that in this whole column there is 1 ship. And as I understand it, it's counting ships, not cells. So I could have like a 4-cell ship in this column, and that would be perfectly okay to do that. But we're just counting those. There are also several circles in the grid. All of the circles, it's counting cells, not ships. Wait, what? It is counting cells. Sorry, it's counting cells on battleships. Sorry. I read carefully to make sure I understood which one it was, and then I got it backwards anyway. Sorry. It does count the number of cells on battleships. So there's only 1 cell on a battleship in this entire column, and only 1 cell on a battleship in this entire column. Got it. Okay. The circle clues in the grid, we're told, are always non-empty. So we have that. So they're always in a region, and they're never on a battleship. And the caged clue gives the sum of all the battleship cells on the diagonal. So along this diagonal, we have a battleship little killer thing. So our battleship little killer is an 8. Okay. I think that's all the rules, actually. With that, let's get started. I'm trying to scan to see if there's any cells that I'm certain are... what does water mean? Sorry, I didn't read what the water meant. I skipped over it somehow. I don't see the water mentioned in the rules at all. Is the water mentioned in there? Water just isn't Battleship. Okay, maybe it's not mentioned in the rules, but water isn't Battleship. I swear it was there when I read it earlier, but now I'm scanning all I can and I cannot see it. Okay, so water just means not Battleship. It doesn't mean not in a Sudoku cell. Okay. So these two cells are in the same region, but they're either going to be pink or green, so we can't color them yet, but they're definitely in regions. Battleships may not be placed on water. Got it. Okay. So these are all in regions for whatever that's worth, but I don't think I can do much with that. Let's see. Are any of my... Is it possible that this 8 little killer is somehow interesting? It seems very difficult for me to believe that it's going to be interesting, but maybe it's possible it's interesting. Well, let's do the easy thing. Let's fill in a 1, 2, 3 in this cell, because this cell only sees 3 cells, so it can only be 1, 2, or a 3. I don't have a way, because this is Penpa, and not CTC, I don't have a way to color that something is not a battleship, because you can't color in multiple layers in Penpa. I am glad that chat votes for me to do Penpa puzzles sometimes, because I like doing the kinds of puzzles that appear in Penpa, but I usually just, by default, don't do puzzles that require Penpa. Okay. It's actually very funny. Chad is pointing out that saying that you can't place battleships on water is a little bit strange. Okay. Oh, I could place water. I suppose that's true. Yeah, under the battleship shape, right? Special? One special. Yeah, battleship gray. So we could say... And I don't know if this is at all useful. These things are not... yeah, I guess I don't really want to mark that those aren't Battleship, but I will mark that these aren't Battleship. And these also aren't Battleship by the rules, but I can remember that. I think. I may be overpromising. I can't use blue because the instructions specifically tell me you want to color by region, and so I can't use blue for not Battleship. That I could if this were CTC, but this is Penpa, not CTC, so you can't do that. That would have been my instinct if the rules had not specifically said you want to color by region. So I'm just going to take at face value the rules telling me what I want to color and color that. But that would have been my inclination, actually, would have been to immediately start bluing cells I knew weren't Battleship. Let's see. That has not... yeah, the waves do look cool. I will not complain about the waves. The waves look awesome. I just didn't put them behind these, even though the rules tell me that these aren't Battleship because of that. Let's see. And now, I suppose I don't even know that this isn't a battleship. Like, this could be a battleship, I suppose. I need to get... I guess technically I only need to get one battleship along this whole diagonal. I know that... Okay, so here's something interesting. There's at least one battleship down here, and that battleship isn't one of the ones. The one battleship could be down there, but it would need to be something else. Because if I put a one battleship down here, say I put a one battleship here and a one battleship here, that makes both of these one, but they can't be one because they'd be pointing at one. All the battleships of size 1 have a 1 in them. And so these actually have to be each looking at a battleship of size more than 1. And they can't both be 1 either. So probably one of them is 1, but they could be looking at, say, a battleship of size 2 here and a battleship of size 3 here, or something like that. Let's see. The circles specifically are told to us to be in a region, so they can't be 0. except for the circles outside the border, which can be. But that's just a specific extra case of the rules. And I don't know why my plugin that makes Penpo look better on stream is not showing the rules here. Like, there's just this giant empty space on the screen where there could be rules, but for whatever reason, it is not showing me the rules. So good point about 4. What would this being a 4 look like? That would be terrible, because if this is a 4, all of these are Battleship, which would have to look like this, but then none of these would be, and that would be a 0. So neither of these can be 4. I agree with chat on that. Whoever said that. I don't think 3 is possible either. Oh, maybe 3 if I do something like that. Okay, I could make this one a 3 if I do something like this. Oh, I don't have any vertical 2s, do I? Okay, maybe this is not possible. I have to think about this more, because if there was a vertical 2, it would be fine, but there isn't a vertical 2 at all. So maybe these can't be 3 either. Because if I put a length 3 ship here, I rule ship out of this entire column, which is not possible. So I don't think these can be 3 either. I think these have to be a 1-2 pair. If chat sees a way to make this not a 1-2 pair, I'd love to hear it, but I think they're a 1-2 pair. So if those are a 1-2 pair, is there any way that the 2... Yeah, the 2 could be on the inside, because I could have a length 2 ship here and a 1 here, and that would make this a 2 and this a 1. That would be okay. But I could equally well do it the other way. Okay. Row 10, column 4. Oh. Right. So first of all, let me make the first comment, which Martin didn't make, but which was much easier, which is that this certainly can't be a 3 because that sells water. So that wasn't marked as water at the time, but I should have gone back and updated it. But Martin also points out these can't be both Battleship, because if these were both Battleship, it would mean that I had two ships touching, and that's not allowed. So in fact, this is a 1, and we get to have our digit dance right away. Boop-a-doop. Woo! Boo-ba-doo-boo-doo. Boo! Ba-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo. Ba-doo-boo-boo-boo-doo. Ba-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. Ba-da-bow. Thank you, Zach. Thank you very much. And so JLib immediately calls correctly that we know the color of this digit because it can't be yellow, because yellow already has a 1. So although yellow could get here, I can't repeat 1 in yellow. So in fact, these are all brown. Oops, not that one. I mean, it could be brown, but who knows? Let's see. JLib says row 9 and 10 and 11, column 1 are all water. I don't think I understand that comment yet. Oh, right. There's not region at all. These aren't region at all. They're not only not water. These are like gray is the point. So like I can gray these because nothing can get there. And that's because once brown goes a scooch to the right, it can't go 2 scooches to the left. It doesn't have enough scooches. So I agree with this assessment. That does push yellow and green 1. Agree. Because now they have to get pushed along. Let's see. I feel like I'm supposed to work out what's going on with the 1 and the 2, but I can't quite. Funnily enough, this can't be 4. This can't be 4 because the only 4 high ship has a 4 in it. So this is not a 4. I also think it can't be 3 because the only 3 high ship has a 3 in it. Right? The only way I'm getting 3 things in 4 cells is if I choose a length 3 ship. And the length 3 ship has a 3. So this is never a 3. So actually this is a 1-2 pair. So that works out. So let's see. Red is done. I'm going to need more than red is done. Let's see. Yeah, I've got 1 here, 1 here. Row 8, column 1. Right. This cell now can only be red because of the scoochiness. So yeah, this cell by the rules has to be in a region. And so this is going to go down there and be done. Good. Okay, believe that. Let's fill in that border. It will make us feel good about ourselves. That's going to push brown down, which rhymes conveniently. So we got that. Let's see. Is that doing any other pushing? I don't see any more pushing that this is doing as of yet. I'm really interested in this 1-2 pair. I'm also interested in the fact that these two can't be in the same region, but I don't quite... because these two are the same digit, so they can't be in the same region. But who knows? Good point from Crispy. If green doesn't go down, then that means that the only cells that are allowed to have ships out of this 1-2 pair are these, but I can't fit enough ship in these cells to make that work. The pentagons can also sum to 0, annoyingly. So good point. So green does have to go down at least that far. And pink could do this. No, it can't. Green has to go right. Because if pink tries to sort of finish this off by going here, this would be a 1, except then unless green also goes right. So my claim is green has to go right as well. If green doesn't go right, I can't make this clue work. Because it can't be a 1, because the only ship I could put would be a 1, and then I'd have 2 1s in a column, which I can't do. Uh-oh, Wisteria says green doesn't have to go right. Oh, because it could be a multi-cell ship. Right, it could be, okay, got it. Horrendous. But good, thank you for catching me. So no, that does not work. But now these are pink, because they can't be green anymore, because green scooted down, so it can't scoot up twice. So these are pink. So we've got all of that. So now pink has to go down, because pink can't go up. It already has a 1 and a 2. So these are pink. So pink is done. That is going to force green down, like that. Okay. So... yeah, that was because of this 1-2. Yeah, and so this 1-2 is now purple. I agree with that assessment as well, because purple's the only thing that can grab it. So now these are unreachable by anything, so those are gray. Let's see. I'm trying to see if any of these ones I actually know where the thing is going. Let's see. I do know there's something here, so unless this is a 5, this also has to be there. The pentagon in row 1 doesn't have to have anything on it, Garion. 0 plus 0 is a multiple of 5, unfortunately. Carl with a good spot now. There isn't a size 2 ship that can go here. The size 2 ships are all horizontal, not vertical. So this is actually a 1. Good spot to Carl. Somehow I noted that down there, but not there. So that's a 2 and that's a 1. Okay, so now this being a 1 tells me that there is a horizontal ship that is going through in here. Ooh, congrats, Kodek. Is it the sandwich puzzle? Please tell me it's the sandwich puzzle. I just want to see someone else experience the sandwich puzzle. 2 horizontal ships can't touch, Tristan, is the reason why this can't be a 2. Ships aren't allowed to touch even diagonally. So I do have a length 2 or more ship that touches the last column. It could maybe be here unless all of them have a 2 in that column or something I have not yet appreciated. Ships are always in regions, correct? I believe. If ships are not always in regions, please let me know. But I have been assuming ships are always in regions. So they always have digits in them. So it's actually a length 3 or more ship, because the length 2 ships all have a 2 in their left-hand column. Yeah, I totally get, by the way, that this is not the sort of puzzle that you can easily coerce CTC into doing. I guess we could have giant Zeta if we want to fill the screen. Yes, we even have a plugin that puts this rules on screen in a way that's not incredibly useful, but at least is a little bit useful, but it's not working for reasons unknown. It's better than nothing, because PenPub by default does nothing, but for whatever reason it's not working. So let's see. Yeah, so we can have a giant me. Just what everyone has always wanted, I'm sure. Mwahaha. Good point from Dog that this 2 is actually pointing at 2 horizontal ships, because the length 1 ships are all 1s, and there's a 1 down there. Why can't the 1 be either of these places, Garion? I'm not sure which one. I think you're saying it has to be that one. Why can't it be that one? Column 9 needs a 1. Oh, right. Column 9 needs a 1, right. So not every column needs every digit, but column 9 needs every digit, because column 9 has 9 cells in it with digits in them. And so this is a 1 per Garion. Absolutely, good point. So this could be ship, but it's not part of a horizontal ship. So turning this into a 1 is actually useful, because it actually tells me that this is a water cell. I guess technically it doesn't tell me it's a water cell, because it could be a 1-cell ship, but it's not one of the 2 ships this is seeing. Right, and I know the 2-cell ship that this is seeing, or sorry, the 2 or more cell ship that this is seeing needs to poke out into this column, but it can't poke out there, so I think that means all of these cells are ship. No, not necessarily. Maybe not. No, because it could be... Right, it can't be 2 cells going this way. So I think actually that's right. I think all of these cells have to be ship. Does anyone disagree? I think that's right. I think these have to be... It can point in, but even if it points in, the reason is that there happen to be 2s in both of these length 2 ships, so I can't put a length 2 ship here. So even if one of them does point in, it also points out. So let's mark all of those as ship. Yeah, the choice of ship shapes is very clever. I think all of that is correct. And so now, because of ship adjacency rules, all of that is water. So we've got that. Oh, the diagonals are also water. That's true. Those are diagonal, so those are water. Those are water, although I already knew those were water. Those were the ones I said I wasn't going to mark because the rules already told me they were water. So, yeah, one of these backs up into this column. And then the other one has to, I think, come over here at least. Yeah, I mean, I know that I can't have a 2-cell ship going in that direction. I can't have a 2-cell ship here, but I don't think that tells me anything that's actionable. It might, but I don't yet see how knowing that this isn't a 2-cell ship lets me do anything. Oh, here's an interesting point. One of these goes into this column, I believe. It's not possible that neither of these goes into this column. Oh, is that true? Maybe, is it possible that neither of these goes into this column? Maybe this is a length 2 ship and this is a length 3 ship and neither of them goes in there. In this which case this would be 3, 8, 6 exactly. Maybe that's possible, annoyingly. I wanted to say one of these two had to be ship, and so I could water the rest of this, but I don't think I can do that yet. There is a ship up here, Chameleon points out. I agree there's a ship up here for the 1 to see. That's not a length 1 ship, so it's got to be a horizontal ship as well. I don't know if it's at that level or that level. Oh, right, it's right. I highlighted something that's impossible, Jaleb points out. It's a horizontal ship, so it's not here, because there's only 1 ship cell in this entire row. Thank you for catching that, Jaleb. So those are both ship. So these all are, at the very least, not ship. And I know there's only 1 total ship cell in this whole column. So maybe I don't quite know what to do with that yet. Let's see. So I've got a... No, that's not a 2. It's only counting that. So yeah, so I think the thing we're supposed to do is basically quickly run through all the possible combinations here. So what if none of these are length 2 ships? Then they would have to be, well, that's just not possible. One of them has to be a length 2 ship because there are only 2 ships that are horizontal that aren't length 2. So one of these is a length 2 ship, one of them is the length 3 ship, and one of them is the length 4 ship, because I can't put 2 length 2 ships, or I would repeat the 2. So several people in chat were pointing that out. So one of these, and and it's not this one, but one of these two is a length 2 ship. I don't immediately see that I know which one it is that's a length 2 ship. Maybe I should, but I don't. This one I know is more than 2. But the length 3 ship gets pushed into this column. And the length 4 ship gets pushed into this column. Because the length 4 ship has to get pushed into this column. I have no idea what the column number is. The length 4 ship of necessity gets pushed into this column. So the length 3 ship only gets pushed into this column. Or else I would have 2 ship parts in this column. And I can't have 2 ship parts in this column because my clue tells me I don't. And that does let me water everything else in this column. So nothing else in this column can possibly be ship. Isabella points out that the 4 ship actually has to go completely left, because if the 4 ship goes only a little left, then I put 2 2s into this column. I think that's column 9. I put 2 2s in column 9, and I can't have 2 2s in column 9. Right. So the length 3 ship looks like this, the length 4 ship looks like this, and the length 2 ship looks like this. Okay. People are saying things that I don't think I'll agree about where the length 3 ship goes. Where is the pressure on the length 3 ship coming from? Probably from something about the 6s, maybe? I don't even know. I don't see it. Pink can't be 2 or 4. Because... No, pink could be... Oh, right. Pink can't be 4, because that would require it to go there, and that cell is water. And pink can't go 2, because it would have a 2. So pink has to be 3, by weird process of elimination. So we get that, actually. So this is 3, 8, 6. And we know there's another ship in this row because this can't be a 3. Okay, and so now I actually know that these are the butts. So we can butt them because the 4 goes the other way. So I can place some water now. So that's water now. That's water now. Let's see. Okay, so Sudoku center. So yeah, so this could be... Okay, well, it's not 8. So the length 2 ship is a 2, 5. I had not appreciated, but it's true. There we go. Okay, my computer's back. So these are a 6 or a 5. So these are a 5, 6 pair. And these are a 2 and a 5. Interestingly. Okay. So 5, 6 pair and 2, 5 pair, I believe, for these pieces. And I should probably X out... Oops. This, because I've used it. Okay, so I should fill in this triple, because maybe it'll be useful someday. Who knows? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I know that none of these are 5s, because the 5s are there and there. So actually, this was not completely useless. That's a 5. So we've got that. So this is a 479 triply do. Let's see. Yeah, so this 8 little killer means that the ship cells sum to 8. So currently the ship cells only sum to 3. So I need ship cells summing to 5 in these 2 cells, I suppose. So how am I getting ship cells summing to 5? I could just put a 5, although that would be difficult, actually. I think I believe that. If green was length 4, it would break. Yeah, I believe that from JLib. If green is length 4, then this would be 4, 2, 5, 6. But now the diagonal is done and it only sums to 7 and not 8. So this is actually the length 2 one. This is the length 4 one. So we can go back and fill in those values. So this is the 2, 5. And this is the 6, 5, 2, 4. Looking like that. Yeah, okay. So I do still, though, know that this... Okay, so this is water, and so now I'm going to just get a 5. Because now I can just write in that this digit's a 5, because I need to get to... Sorry, this digit's a 5, because I need to get to... Oh, no, I can't. Sorry, I'm 1 off of the thing. Well, one of these two has to be a 5, right? Don't know. Oh, okay, good point. I can. Because of that 5. Okay, thank you, chat. This digit, these can't both be ship, because if they're both ship, that's 2 ships that touch diagonally. So only one of them is a ship, and what digit is in that one ship in order to make this add to 8? It's a 5. So there's a 5 right here. Good point. And then this is water, because it's touching a ship diagonally, because I know that's ship, even though I don't know what ship, but I know it is ship. I might know what ship if I think about it carefully. That touches it diagonally, that touches it diagonally. So let me look at my options for ships with 5s, keeping in mind that I've used this one. Oh, I used this one too. Do-do-do, 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 and boop. So yeah, so that one's already placed. So I can't put a 5 in the bottom row with any of these, so this has to be this one, actually. So we can go back here. Go there, there, and there. And so that tells me that this is a 4. And tells me that I can water a bunch of stuff. So water that, and that, and that, and that, and that. But there's still more ship. That's also water. There's still more ship here, actually, in this row. Because this row, I can't make that a 4 either. So there's still yet another ship. I need to cross this off before I forget. Experience suggests I will forget. So we've got to put another ship here. And it can't be a length 2 ship. Oh, maybe it could be this ship passing through, like, right in the middle? it might be able to be this ship passing through, like... Oh, no, it can't be. Right, because the top of this is a 3, and there's a 0 here. So it can't be that. The ship that's in here is a 1. And it's not there. So one of these two is a 1 ship. That's the only place there's room for a ship that I can place because of sudoku. And so that means this is definitely a 5. And there's a 1 ship in one of these 2 cells. Okay. I can do some more region coloring because yellow needs to get here because nothing else can. So yellow goes down like that. And now orange has to grab this cell because nothing else can. Row 10, column 1 tells you where the... Sorry, row 10, column 4? Right. This 1 needs to look at a ship, and it could see a ship in one of these 2 cells, but not if that's a 1 ship. Right, okay, thank you, Carl. Yeah. This 1 tells me one of these 2 is ship, so that can't be a 1-cell ship. So that is a 1-cell ship. And it is a 1, therefore that is a nothing. And we can fill in some more water. That's water by previous agreement. The rest of this column is now water. Because of the 1 clue is satisfied. Let's see. Okay, that 1 clue is satisfied. Oh, I can water around this boat. Oh no, I can't drown the tree. I can water around the boat. As is well known, the tree is water. Oh, I can cross off a 1 ship at the bottom. That's true. There we go. Let's see. There's no chance this is a naked single. I didn't think so, but you never know. So now this has to be something. I don't know what it is, but it has to be something because this can't add to 5 with 0 because it's not a 5. Unfortunately, that could be a 5. With that being a 0. Yeah, Garion sees that I need a 6 in this column, and it can be neither purple nor yellow, so the 6 goes there. Very good. So these are only from a handful of digits. 4, 7, 8, 9, I believe, are the only options for these. Let's see. What about these? What can these be? These can be 3, 4, not 5, 6, 7, not 8, and 9. So these can be 3, 4, 7, and 9. Don't think I know anything about any of those. Whatsoever. So there's claims about this 4. Right. Because purple can't get to the 4. Right. Green is the only thing that can get to the 4. Agree. Green has to scooch. So green scooches there. I actually know green takes this cell as well because of this 5. So this can't sum to a multiple of 5 unless this is something, but the only thing it can be is green. So green actually grabs those 2 thanks to the pentagon clue. So now this is nothing because nothing can get there. That's nothing because nothing can get there. So I can fill in a couple nothings. Green either goes up or down. Sure does. Crispy points out that the 1 in this row has to be pointing at the vertical 3-cell ship, because there's already a 1 in the row, and the only thing I have left is a horizontal 2-cell ship, which could never fulfill this 1, and 1-cell ships, but they have a 1 on them, so they can never fulfill this 1. So this is actually pointing at the 3-cell vertical ship, which is interesting. So let's see. Do I know this can't be the 3-cell vertical ship? I do not. Maybe I don't know much about the 3-cell vertical ship, but I know this is pointing at the 3-cell vertical ship. Well, I do know that means this is water, for whatever that's worth, because this can't be part of the 3-cell vertical ship. So this one now can't be pointing at the 3-cell vertical ship. So this one is pointing at a 1. So because this 1 is pointing at a 1, anything that sees a 1, I can rule out. So for example, this cell now can't be ship. That might be literally the only one I get. No, oh, well, these aren't, not only are these not ship, they're not anything. But I do get a 1 in one of these cells, up here. Let's see. If only one side, so I keep using this, but I don't know that I've articulated this very well. If only one side of a pentagon is filled in, the other side has to be a 5. So that is pretty powerful. Let's see. What's left in this row? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 7, and 9 is the answer. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing that is useful, but who knows? Let's see. Okay, we've got that up there. Let's see. Okay, people are claiming that, so this is the row where I know the vertical 3-cell ship is. And so places I can put the vertical 3-cell ship include possibly the following, or it could go up like that. Or it could go there. But people's point is all of these have in common that the only way this works is if yellow goes down by 2, which I think I agree with, actually. Because otherwise, we're not getting to these cells. So I think yellow has to go down 2. In order to accommodate this. Because basically one way to think about it is I need a contiguous string in one of these columns of 3 cells that needs to be uninterrupted. Red ends here, orange ends here at the same row, so something's got to get down to this row, and the only thing that can is yellow. So yellow goes down twice, is the way I'm going to phrase that. Let's see. So that now grays a whole bunch of stuff. Grays all of that. So now, and Mario's been saying this for a while, oh, this is also grayed, because nothing can get there either. So I actually get to gray a little bit more. Mario's been saying this for a while, but now I believe it's correct. The one ship in this row now has to go here. Not saying it wasn't correct before, but now I 100% believe it. This is the only place for that 1 to go. So that is now a 1. And so that's another of these 1 ships. And that's going to place lots of water around it. I don't know why I'm watering the gray. The gray probably doesn't need to worry about being watered, but whatever. It is going to be what it is. So now that green has gone left, Crispy points out that pulls purple left with it, because something has to take this cell, and green has now done all of its scooting. Green can scoot no more, so purple must scoot for it. And so this becomes purple, which finishes purple. Excellent spot to Crispy. People are all over the logic in this puzzle today. I don't know if everyone here has done this puzzle or if people are just seeing this very quickly today. Or maybe I'm seeing it very slowly today. One of those many combinations is true. When are you going to do my entire catalog, Playmaker? So... see, Isabella says yellow goes left. Oh, not this yellow. I was going to say I'd be really excited, but I don't see how I could possibly know that. But I definitely see how I know this yellow goes left, because this yellow can only go 1 right, so it has to scoot left. So this yellow does its scooting over to there. Like that. Let's see. Garion has done counting and has concluded that every remaining 1 is on a 1 ship. Which is very interesting for the 1 of yellow. Because the 1 of yellow has to... because yellow needs to have a vertical 3 ship passing through it. And needs to also accommodate a 1. So I think yellow is going to have to go all the way left in order for that to work, but I'm willing to be wrong about that at the moment. Let's see. So I don't think I'm yet prepared to say where the vertical 3 ship goes. One of those places, I think, are the only options left with everything, but I'm not even 100% willing to lock in that it doesn't go there yet. Oh, where's 1 in column 3? That is an excellent question from Carl. 1 in column 3 is in one of these 2 cells specifically. So one of these 2 is ship. Okay, so that's going to be very helpful. So one of those is ship, so therefore that's never ship. Because it sees both of those diagonally. So my 3-cell ship now is pretty boxed in. Because I can't put my 3-cell ship on top of my 1-cell ship. I can't fit it in this column anymore. I can't fit it this far over. So my 3-cell ship now has to go here exactly, I think. As weird as that is to me. It's not what I was expecting, I'll be honest. But this is my 3-cell shape. Which I can get rid of. So that is a 3 and an 8 down there, like that. The 3 must be yellow, so yellow does get pulled over this direction. Finishing yellow. Got it. Okay, so now I know where the 1 is. Because this cell now can't be part of anything. Nothing can take this cell. So this cell's now gray. But now that cell's gray, as we've said many times, the cell opposite a gray on a diamond, on a pentagon has to be a 5. So that's a 5 and that's a 1. It's a ship. It's that ship. we can do some more graying. Owing to that, nothing can go there. Let's see. So we can do a little bit more marinating with that. And this one is done, so we can marinate the rest of this row. So that is all done. Okay. So if this goes up, that's a 5, but I'm not prepared to argue that that's not what happens. These can't be anything anymore. Yeah, nothing can get to those, so those are gray. Let's see. I should probably be eyeballing where the length 2 one is going. Looks like it could maybe go there. I don't see any clues that say it doesn't. Maybe there. Okay, that's a good question. Where's the orange 1? So the orange 1 can't be in either of these rows. Thank you, Carl. The orange 1 can't be in any of those rows. It can't be on water. It can't be in a column that already has a 1. So the orange 1... Oh, I guess... Oh, and it can't be in a column that already has a 1. So the orange 1 is here. So that is another orange 1. I realize I'm just trusting Gary and that all the ones left are on boats. So that gets rid of another 1 on a boat. Whatever. Oh, and the point was this is orange, so I can shade in orange. I mean, I think Garion has literally never led me astray. Maybe there was once, but it's very rarely happened. Oh, I have placed all 4 1 boats. Okay. This still has to be yellow or green. I don't think I know which one yet. These have to add to a multiple of 5. Daniel points out correctly that orange, nothing can reach these cells anymore, which places another 5 here, because now that's got to be a 5. Doesn't have a choice. Now, so now I am meant to hunt for where I am placing the length 2 ship, because I've got water all over everywhere. Notably, these are just the wrong digits, because the remaining ship is a 2-8. So my 2-8... I'm inclined to believe, chat, that the only place for the 2-8 is here. A little weird, but I'll go with it. So 2-8, and then we've done our last ship. And now we are onto the part of the puzzle that Naverio described as monstrous, I believe. So this is not a 2. Sorry, that's not a 2. This is, let's see, this could be a 2. It's not a 3, or a 4, or a 5, or a 6. It could be a 7, it's not an 8, and it could be a 9. Okay. Smart spot from Carl. 2 in red goes here. Just by Sudoku. So 2 now in yellow goes here. So that comes up there for free. Let's see. Jenna had a point. Green has to go up because otherwise there's 9 cells without a 1 in row 4. That is a very good point. Yes, if green comes down here, I can't put a 1 in this row, but I'd have 9 cells, so that does not work. Beautiful spot. So these are all gray. These are all green. These are gray. This is done. We get to place yet another 5 on that spot. Let's see. This isn't a 3 anymore, so 3 is placed in purple. Sorry, isn't a 3. 3 in purple is placed here. Being told we can place 8 in yellow. Oh, this yellow. Don't see it yet. Let's see, the pentagon in row 11. I mean, we know that this is, we know that this is region. We just don't know which region. We've known that for a long time. 8 in column 3 is the question. Where is 8 in column 3? And it's not in brown and it's not in red, so it's there. So good spot. So that's a 4-7-9 triple, so that's an 8. So this is a 4-7 or a 9. Just to finish off the box. Yeah, it could be green is my thing. I don't see why green doesn't come here. Green or yellow comes there. I just don't know which way it goes. One of these two I know is a 3. Okay. Josh with a smart spot. I know something is here. And so that in particular tells me orange can't be here because I don't have any more 1s to give. So Josh's point is that orange has to go left. It gets chased left by whatever does go here. That's beautiful. I was trying to find that argument earlier, but I could not make it work. But Josh made it work for me, so thank you, Josh. These are gray. 5 is placed in orange. I don't know that it matters, but 5 is placed in orange. Let's see. Sadly, I don't think there's a lot I could do here. This is a 2, 7, or 9. I suppose I could fill that out. Doesn't sound great. Okay, that's a smart point from the Cogito. 3-8 hidden pair in row 3. These are just a 3-8 pair, which I guess I could have just gotten by marking candidates in this row, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 go there. And so if those are 7 and 9, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 4, 6 pair here. Let's see. Any chance I can do something with this 4, 6 looking down here? Not really. I could just fill in candidates for it. It's not 1, 2. It could be 3. It's not 4, 5, or 6. It could be 7, not 8, or it could be 9. So that's just 3, 7, or 9. That is all well and good. Column 2, if brown goes left, this is Jay Dyer's point. If brown goes left, I need to put a 5 in column 2, and I can't. Oh, we got a donation from David. $25 for Kodak, Chameleon, Cogito, and Wisteria being featured with phenomenal masterpieces recently. I agree. Thank you so much. And we get a donation dance. Woohoo! Woohoo! Woo! Woo! Thank you very much, David, from both Zach and I. We greatly appreciate your generosity. So much. And we also appreciate Jay for telling me that brown can't go left, because then I couldn't put a 5 in column 2. So that's going to resolve the rest of the coloring. This brown's going to get pushed here, which is going to push yellow here, which is going to push green here, which is going to let me do some edging. And we get all of that. Okay, so now we've got all of our region-y business. 2 in yellow, I'm being asked about. Yes, 2 in yellow goes here, which is going to place 2 in the row above it, because there's only one place now for 2 in the row above it. Let's see. Yeah, this is 3 mod 5, so this is 2 mod 5 in order to work, so this can only be 2 or 7, chat points out. Completely true. Let's see. I'm looking to see if there's any rows that are a little bit more restricted than I think they are. This is probably karma for the Sudoku I put in double dip. That is my guess. But yeah, this is tricky. 8 in column 5. Let's see, is this column 5? Let's see if I can count to 5. Okay, where's 8 in column 5? Not there. Yes, 8 in column 5 is there. So we get an early betting tree of a 3. Congratulations, Bremster, and all of you who bet 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That one I know is not a 2. That might be the only... Oh, this one I know is not a 2 as well. So one of those two vertically is a 2. But that's not super interesting because this whole thing is there. Should I just pencil mark this whole thing? I probably should, huh? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These I know aren't 8. This is not going anywhere near as well as I'd hoped. That I know is not 8. So I get 8 in orange. 8 in orange is here. Let's see. These aren't 3. So they're 6, 7, or 9, and 7 doesn't work. Because if they were 7, 6, or 7, 9 doesn't work. So only 6, 9 works. Nice. So that's a 7. And that's the 3. Hey, Mavericks! Okay, so that worked out better than I originally feared it was going to once I had pencil marked a gajillion digits into the grid. And didn't see anything. Oops. This is not a 6 or a 9, so that's a 2, 7 pair, so that's not a 7, that's not a 7. Let's see, so this is a triple. The 8 was wrong? Which 8? Where did I put an 8? Okay, I just have to go back and just redo all of this. So those aren't 8. Yeah, I misaligned that 8 to go there in my brain. In my brain, this was a vertical line. It does not work. Okay. Never mind. So let's see. 516 already in here. That's no help. The green 3. Oh, the green 3 part was correct. At least that much of the green 3 part. That there's no 3 here. Yeah, I just misscanned the column. Sadly, this can be a 3. There are too many digits left in this row, aren't there? 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. No, there aren't. There are 5 digits left in this row. We just have that little of this puzzle filled in. That's depressing. 3 and bottom yellow. Let's see. 3 and bottom yellow. So the 3 in the bottom yellow is in one of these 2 cells, is J's point. So those are the only spots here that can be a 3. So this can't be a 3. So this is a 3. That's all correct. So these add to 15 and these add to 15. So if these add to 15, then that must mean that this is 6 or 8 and not 7 or 9, for whatever that's worth. I don't know anything really about this order other than this isn't a 7. So now the brown 3 is now in one of these 2. So now the 3 over here is now there. So now maybe that's the end. But at least now I can pencil mark this box. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Yeah, might get absolutely nothing out of that. What's the phrase? Like wringing blood from a stone or something like that? I don't remember the exact phrase. That is a bit what this part feels like. Let's see. I'm sure there is another hidden naked single somewhere to find. Let's see. Dag points out that the 4 and actually I can just pencil mark the rest of this now. I can zoom in on the grid now. That's a good point to Crispy. Let me try and reorganize this for you. Now I can have a smaller zeta. I hope you enjoyed huge zeta vision for the bit of it that you got for the huge zeta vision. So I was wondering if I could possibly remove the watermarks in an easy way. I might just have to just do it by hand. They are distracting, I agree. I will just remove it from the boxes. I was wondering if there was a way I could do it that wasn't click every box. I don't think there's a way that I'm aware of to do it that isn't click every box. I think I got all the waters. Let me know if I missed a water. Oh, I missed a water. I see 2 waters I missed, in fact. I missed 2 waters in box 5, so to speak. Oh no, those are given waters. I can't delete the given waters. I missed a 3, I am being told. The 3 with the water under it. Let's see. Okay, this column I'm willing to pencil mark because there's only 4 options. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that one's not a 6. I can get 1 elimination. That's it, though. I think that's my whole story. That's my whole thing. I also deleted most of a boat. Oh, poor boat. The boat can come back. I'll allow it. I am very dangerous to navies everywhere. This is why the NSA wouldn't hire me. Where we're going, we don't need boats. Let's see. Okay, 4 in bottom yellow is over here, is the Cogito's point. Although, and this is cool, the Cogito saw it slightly differently. The Cogito saw it as, if I put a 4 here, it rules 4 out of yellow, which is an equally valid way to see it. That's not a 4, therefore. No pun intended, but it happens. I don't regret it. These 2 digits are the same. I don't know that I want to start subcoloring digits. So now the 4s in these 2 columns are here. So these aren't 4. They are 3, 7, and 9. So there's a 4 over here somewhere. Yep. Lots of people explaining the Jovi wing on 4s here, ruling 4s out of there. Let's see. The 4 in column 3 is red. Agree. So in row 7, there is a hidden 4. Right. So one of these is the 4, because I can't put a 4 down here, because I've definitely put a 4 down here. So that's not a 4. And so per Carl, in row... Am I wrong? That 4 is... The 4 removal is correct. But now the 4 in this row is not hidden. There's still 2 places. But at least that's not a 4. It's technically something. We are adding and removing pencil marks. If we add and remove enough pencil marks, then we will eventually solve the puzzle, I believe. Let's see. So this digit is pretty restricted. It's not 1, 2, 5, 6, 2, or 8, or 1. So let's see. What can it be? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. But it's not 6, I said already. Okay, so this is not as restricted as I had fantasized about. Sadly. Let's see. Look for a trick? Is there a rule I'm forgetting? I mean, it's just Sudoku, I would have thought, but maybe, maybe I'm supposed to, like, pencil mark this white circle? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and look at these mod 5. So let's see, and I guess I know this isn't a 4, and I know this isn't a 3, I suppose. So let's see. So oh, I see. Okay, got it. So the point is that this is 2 sets of the digits 1 through 9. And so this is one more set of the digits 1 through 9. And so, for example, these digits cannot be 2 or 3. And so, in fact, these digits I can just pencil mark as being from, they're not 1, 2, 3. They could be 4. They're not 5, 6. Could be 7 or 8 or 9 as their options. That one's not an 8. So did that do something that improved my life? Okay, we can do the same thing with these and say that we can pencil mark these cells. So these cells are, let's see, they're not 1, 2, 3. They could be 4. They're not 5. They could be 6, 7. They're not 8, and they could be 9. This one I know is not 6. It's almost an interesting thing. I'm pretty close. So 8 in yellow is definitely horizontal. Why not 8? These can't be 8 because of that 8. And these are a set of the digits 1 through 9 because of the interaction of these columns and the boxes. So people are pointing out 8 in this box goes in one of these 2 cells, which is going to place now the 8 over in this box. So that's going to be an 8, which is true. Let's see. The Cogito points out you can't put 4 here because I would need something 1 mod 5 here. No, wait. Why can't I put 4 and 6? Is 4 and 6 broken for some reason I don't see, possibly? Hey, Nell. Nell's now been a fan for 4 months. Thank you, Nell. Very much appreciated from Zach and I. Woo-doo-doo. Woo! 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 Woohoo! Woo! Van dance. Woohoo! Thank you very much, Nell. Your continued support means a lot to all of us around here. We enjoy your presence. And also your pentaminous puzzles. 6 must be in column 8 because of the quad. What are we talking about again? I have a quad in column 8. 11, 10, 9, 8. Ah, right. One of these is a 6, because this is a quad. There's no reason for it to be a quad, but it is a quad. And so the 6 in here is here, so this can't be a 6. And then once you get that can't be a 6, then now there is nothing 1 mod 5 to match this thing being 4 mod 5, so this can't be a 4 or a 9 anymore. And so now these are 2 and 3 and 1 mod 5. One of those doesn't work now. 3 works. 7 doesn't work in this cell anymore, because if this is 7, that's 2 mod 5. I'd need a 3 mod 5 thing. I don't have one, so that's not 7 anymore. So this is now down to 3 or 9 and 6 or 7. For whatever that is worth. That feels like we're getting closer to this maybe giving in, maybe, possibly, maybe. I have a triple in row 11. I was so hoping that would be the case. I don't see the triple. I must be missing something with a triple in row 9. 9 in row 11. I'm missing something horrible. Okay. Jay notes that this extra region rules 6 out of this, because we said one of those had to be 6 for reasons I have no recollection of why, but we claimed one of those had to be 6, so this can't be a 6. So that at least gets me that. If this is 3, 7, you get 9 placed in green. So the others in the row aren't 9. Okay. Whew, boy. Okay. So either there's a 9 in here, or there's not, in which case this has to be 3, 7, in which case then I get a 9 there. So these are never 9, is Cogito's point. That's cool. I like it. And now there's a 4, 6, 7 triple, which I think we could probably have framed in the same way, but this 4, 6, 7 triple tells me that's not a 7, which gives us a 3, 9 pair. Yeah, if I hadn't had chat pointing out the triple, I would have seen it the way I think Kurban did, which is that in no universe was that ever going to be a 7. Now the question is, did any of that get us anything? Oh no, the part coming up is the ugly Sudoku part? I am now afraid. I mean, it was very cool. I really liked the observation. I mean, the observation about eliminating the 9s and getting the triple was brilliant. 6 in column 5. Okay, so 6 in column 5 is definitely brown, per Carl. So 6 in column 3 now has to be in one of these two. And once one of those two has to be 6, this isn't 6. We have all these weird pairs. Like, there's no good reason for there to be these pairs. Right. And so that's a 7, 9 pair. So those aren't 7, 9. Those are 4, 6. Thank you, Carl. So these are 3, 7, 9, I'm going to speculate, if I guess what's left in the column. Very good spot. Again, may not do anything, but it's awesome. Okay, let's see. So what column even is column 8? Is this column 8? This might be column 8. Wisteria was suggesting that I look at what happens to column 8 in both universes. So if this is 3, 7, then that's a 9. Or this is 9, 3, in which case that's a 9. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, because it's not actually a complete column. So this is a... So if this is 9, 6... I don't know how many steps ahead. I have to look. Oh, right. This is... No, that doesn't quite work. Darn it. No, it does work. This is always a 9. Okay. So this is a quad, we have to remember. This is a quad. So one of these digits is always a 9. So if this digit's a 9, it's that one. On the other hand, if this digit's not a 9, then this is a 3, 7, in which case that's a 9. So this digit's always a 9. So that is going to remove 9 from these cells as options. So that makes this a 4, 6, 7 triple, which makes this a 3, 8, 9 triple, I suppose. That's not a 3. Don't immediately see it. I bet you there's a modular arithmetic way of phrasing that argument that makes it sound really fancy and not like bifurcation. Like I bet there is. I definitely didn't find it. One of these is a 9, so that's not a 9. Right. This 4, 6, 7, remember the extra region over here. This 4, 6, 7 tells me that's not a 7, it's a 9. So that's not a 9, that's not a 9. Let's see. Right. This extra region now has 9 eliminated from it. So that's not 9. So this is a 4, 7 pair. That's not a 7. So 9 looks down in column 5. It does. Even if it's a little creepy doing so. Let's see. So that's a 4, 7 pair. That makes that not a 7. 9 looks up in column 3. Right now there's a 9 here that I was not appreciating. So that means that is a 7. That's a 9 and a 7 and a 9. 4, 6, 7 triple in brown. Yes, there's a 4, 6, 7 triple in brown. So this isn't a 7. It's a 3 and a 9. 9 here looks over, Mario points out. So that is a 9. And now neither of these can be a 9, so neither of them can be a 6. So they're a 7 and 8, a 6 and a 9, which gives me a 4 and a 7, and a 6 and a 4. The 7 looks up and gives me a 4 and a 7. 4 looks over and gives me a 6 and a 4. The something and the something. The 7 looks up and gives me a 2 and a 6 and a 7. Let's see. That 9 looks down and gives me a 3, which goes with 7, which goes with 4 and 7. let's see. So this is not 4 or 7, so it's a 6. This is not 3 anymore, or 9, actually, so it's an 8, and a 9, and a 3, and a 9. That 6 and 7 look at that cell, making it a 4, making that a 6. That 9 looks over, making that a 3 and a 9. And that 4 looks over, making that a 7 and a 4. And I think we have solved the puzzle. That was a very brutal doozy of an ending there. But very cool. I really liked the part that is no longer visible. And I think this is true of your last of these puzzles that I did too. The very clever way that the ships are constructed in such a way that you can notice that the given digits in the ships have this really cool interaction with, oh, I want to put this here and put this here. So the way they ended up interacting with the circle clues was very cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm debating if I'm just musing because the end was so long. I'm wondering if there's a different kind of clue that you could have used that would only have done the very end. Not to say that I don't enjoy the sort of like the irregular stuff at the end, but the fact that it was so the fact that the two pieces were so separated just creates a sort of like audience problem where the people who like the first half might not like the second half as much, or vice versa. So I was just sort of musing for a moment on if there was another way that you could have resolved it at the end, but I'm not sure if there was. But very nice puzzle. And I do think that these J. Dyer style deconstructions really lend themselves to a lot of sort of playing around with sort of sudoku techniques and figuring out which ones apply. Like, I think that's a really natural thing to do with these puzzles. So like the trick with these aligning was a very natural thing once it was pointed out, even though I didn't think about it, even though I used it in my own puzzle that was like this. But yeah, very neat puzzle. I'm impressed you got this to work. Like this is a pretty complicated idea to have all fit together. Yeah, it's one of those things where the more complicated the first half is, the less control you often have over the second half, because this is sort of a nail all the things into place and now make it unique sort of journey. Which is a little bit tricky. I did really like the thing I really liked with not the diamonds. I keep calling them diamonds, even though they're pentagons. The thing I really liked with the pentagons was every time you got a water on one side of a pentagon, you got sort of a 5 or water on the other side as a little reward. That was interesting. Alrighty. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with another puzzle. So thank you for that. That was quite enjoyable. I hope all of those of you who support the channel and voted for this puzzle, I hope all of you enjoyed it. Woofer, Nevaria, Wisteria, Nordy, Ken, dumediat, Luda, Ambrose, Russ, Eric, and David. Again, thank you to all of you. And I'll be back with another puzzle real soon. Alrighty. Next up, we have an arrow puzzle by Dag, who I see in chat, so hopefully this will be delightful. So this is just a vanilla arrow puzzle, so the only rule I have to tell you is that in every circle, the digit that is there is the sum of the digits along the arrow. So the standard arrow trick is the fact that these digits have to sum to at least 6, because they could be 1, 2, 3. But actually, I see that these can't be 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4, because if they were 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4, I would have to put 4 of them in this row. So actually, what I'm saying is this can't be a 6. By the way, do you have a recommended betting tree to Dag? This can't be a 6 because I would get a 1, 2, 3 quadruple in this row, and that's not going to work. Likewise, it can't be a 7 for exactly the same reason. I mean, not quite exactly. I'd get a 1, 2, 4 quadruple instead. Let's see. Row 4, column 8. We'll go with that. Uh-oh. My betting tree isn't showing up. What happened to my tree? Come back, tree. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. My tree is hidden. I don't know what happened to my tree plugin. Uh-oh. I do know what happened there. I just hit the maximize thing accidentally. It is a stump. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, we have a betting pixel. Yes, it's a Christmas tree that has been chopped down and brought to someone's house. So now you just get the stump. Anyway, sorry, not the betting tree. These are an 8-9 pair. Clearly, the betting tree is very upset that I used the betting tree from Penpa and is jealous and is rebelling by losing all of its leaves in the fall, even though it seemed like it would be some sort of evergreen, but perhaps it wasn't. Okay. Dad jokes definitely living up to their name here. So betting stump is hopefully a 7. Okay. So here's a question. Where do 8 and 9 go in box 2? Well, let's just ask this. Where does 9 go in box 2? And the answer to where 9 goes in box 2 is not on an arrow and not in a column with a 9 and not on an arrow. So 9 in box 2 has to live in this column. Why does this keep happening? Uh-oh. Oh, no. The betting tree is being difficult. It's very unhappy. Tristan might have to fix this after this puzzle. So one of these is a 9. So that means the 9 in this column has to be down here. Not there on that. I might have to turn off the betting tree app. One moment while I remove the betting tree app, because it seems to not be working with the update. We'll be right back with hopefully CTC working. Let's see. I'll try just refreshing and see if that works. Maybe if I refresh, maybe it won't happen anymore. But we did get a 9, regardless. We got a 9, and so we get to do our famous 9 dance. Boo-doo-boo-boo, woo! Ba-do-ba-do-boo-boo, woo! Ba-do-ba-do-boo, woo! Woo-woo-woo-woo! Ba-da-ba, wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. But yes, I will ensnare the betting cell with these. My bet is, I bet it's something that happened with Sven updating the stuff related to color, because we're going to have more colors soon, fingers crossed. So we have our betting square. And I'm optimistic we'll have our betting tree back at some point. Okay. So I was going to ask where 8 is in this box. And 8 could be there if that's a 1. Does that combination work? I don't see immediately why it doesn't work. It doesn't look to me like, oh, but where is 8 in this box? That's actually a much better question. 8 in this box can't go there, can't go on this arrow, so 8 in this box is actually placed there. So now 8 in this box actually is placed there, so that is an 8 and a 9 and a 1. So we do actually get that. So the thing I was wondering if it worked, it does work, apparently, because seemingly we have that. So now this is an arrow of length 3 that doesn't have a 1 on it. So this has to be 2, 3, 4, adding to 9, making that an 8. Meaning that this is one of the ways of making 8, and this is the other way of making 8. Because they can't be the same because of our argument before. There's definitely a 1 in here. There's a 1 in here and a 1 in here. And so by Jovi Wing... Hey, Random Raw. Welcome. I'm glad you'll be able to comment. I think at least a lot of people seem to enjoy chatting in the stream. I know I am often, when I am viewing streams, I am often a lurker or a later VOD viewer, but catching them in real time is always coolest. Okay, so Josh has an excellent point, which is that I should contemplate 7s in this world, because I definitely can't put a 7 on an 8 arrow. So there's a 7 there, which now places 7 up there, which is cool. So I've got a 7 in one of those. Okay, I've got a 6 in one of these. So, in fact, actually, this is just a 5-6 pair. I might as well fill in that it's a 5-6 pair. So that being a 5-6 pair actually tells me where the 5 is in this box. It's on this arrow. So this is a 1, 2, 5 arrow. So this is a 1, 3, 4 arrow because it can't be the same. Because remember, if they were the same, I'd get a quad in 3 values. And so these digits are a 3, a 4, and a 7, which lets us write in this digit, whatever it is. It's a 2, apparently. This can't be a 3 or a 4, because if it were a 3 or a 4, I'd need a 1 on the arrow, and I can't have that, so that actually is the 7. I'm back to having auto scanning enabled. So now I've got a 1, 3, 4 triple here. So these aren't 1. And so that is 1. So that's not 1. And so now this is a quad. Yeah, this is super smooth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this row. That's not a 6 by magic. Josh points out that we know what the 7 arrow is because it's not 3, 4 and it's not 1, 6. So it has to be 2, 5. I agree. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9, except those aren't 8. And this one isn't 6, 7, or 9, so it probably is 8, while I'm looking at things that can be things and things that can't be things. Let's see. So this is a triple. These are 1, 3, 4 again. So these digits are not 1. They definitely include a 2, and the 2 definitely is not, to be clear, in the circle, because that would require a double 1, but there's already a 1 in the row, so I can't do that. So no 3, 4. And so then these could be 5. So this is from 2, 5. It can't be 6, because 2, 6 would add to 8, or 7. And so 2 and 5 would add to 7. 2 and 7 would add to 9. But that actually gives me a 7, 9, or 6, 7, 9 triple in the row. So this can't be 7, which means this is 7. Which means that is a 6, 9. That's a 7. I see people in chat pointing out I should have seen that a better way, which is probably true. As is usually the case around here. Let's see. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so should I be looking at options for this cell? It sure seems like there's a lot of them as best I can tell. Should I be looking at options for this arrow? It's either 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5, but that feels like I don't know what to do with it. I guess I could look at options for this cell, because it sees a lot of digits. This could sum to 3, I think. Right? There's no reason this can't be a 1. Oh, there is, because there's a 1. There's a Jovi wing on 1. So this can't be a 1. I can't put 2 2s in a row. So it's at least a 3. So this is at least 5. It can't be 6. It could be 7. It can't be 8 or 9. So that means this digit here is either 3 or 5. Those are the only options of what it could be. So does that mean if this was 1, 3, 5, I would have too many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s? Yes. If this was 1, 3, 5, I think I would now have 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s in this column. And I can't have 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s in a column. So this must be 1, 2, 6 now. That's clever. And in fact, the 6 is in these cells. Because if the 6 wasn't in these cells, then I'd still have the same problem. So those 6s look over and put a 6 in one of these 2 cells. Let's see. These remaining digits have to be 7, 8, 9. And that one's the 7, so that's the 8 and that's the 9. So we've got all of that. Let's see. So I need to put an 8 and a 9 over in this box in these 2 cells, which is not too hard to imagine that I put an 8, 9 here and an arrow circle in the thingy. Let's see. These digits this digit's actually pretty low now that I look at it. This digit's at most 5, but it's at least 3. So this is a 3, 4, or 5. Let me see if any of those break instantly. If this was a 3, this would have to be a 1, 2. It would have to go in that order. That looks fine. If this were a 4, this would be a 1, 3. If this were a 5, it could be either of those. I guess the point is I know these are definitely from 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's not a 2. Is that worth tracking? It doesn't seem like it to me, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Let's see. Oh, right. One of these is always a 5, is Josh's point. One of these is always a 5, because it's either 5, 2, 3, or it's 7, 2, 5. So this cell can never be a 5. So it's a 3 or a 4, which means these are never 4. They're from 1, 2, 3, and one of them is definitely a 1, so that's not a 1. In fact, actually, where is 1 in row 5 is a very good question, because I'm not putting it in the circle of an arrow of length 2. So 1's actually going here. That's not correct. Let me try again. 1 is going here. I don't know why I then put it in the wrong place, but anyway, we'll make do and go on. So that's a 1. So what could this cell be? It's not too... I think it could just be 3 or 4. It can't be 5 for the reason Josh already said. It can't be 6. I think it could be 7, but it can't be 8 or 9. So this is 3, 4, or 7. Hey, Afraid Not, welcome. Very relevantly, I have a Jovi on 2s, as Carl points out. The 2s in these 2 columns have been eaten by boxes 1 and 7. So this can't be a 2 in particular, so this can't be a 3. And Tristan says it can't be a 7 for reasons that I don't yet see. Let's see. If this were 7, 1, 6. If this were a 7, is it breaking... Is it breaking something really complicated about it if it's a 7? I don't see why it can't be a 7. I mean, I could just be blind. That is also very possible. So this is a 3 or a 6. Yeah, that's just a 3 or a 6. Yeah, we're collecting low digits in this column, but we're not quite fully there yet. I know one of these two is a 2. Let's see. Josh says to look for 8 in column 2. So 8 in column 2 is placed here. Sweet. And I bet 9 in column 2 is also placed, and it is. So that's a 6. And so now 7 in column 2 is of necessity in one of these two cells. It's getting a little less interesting, perhaps. I know that one of these two cells is a 6. I don't know if that's going to be interesting in the future. One could hope that it would be. Let's see. Beautiful, beautiful. So I need to put 6 and 7 in these 3 cells. So if I put a 4 here, Mario points out, then I use 2 none 6 7 digits, and I have to put both 6 and 7 here. So I can't do that. So I have to use the 7 and the 6 like that, which means I use the 5 and the 3 like that, which means I use the 4 like that. It means that's not a 4. That 5 looks down and makes that a 2 and a 5. And a 4 and a 1 and a 3 and a 4 and a 3. That was very clever. Very nice setting. This 2-6 pair is going to look down here and make that a 5 and a 2, make that a 1. These aren't 1 in either of the various places that you could put a 1. These aren't 2, so that is. So that's a 6 and a 2 and a 5 and a 6. Let's see. So now we are on cleanup duty, basically, I think. Although, last puzzle may have proven that I shouldn't be overly optimistic that the puzzle's already over. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not 9. That one's not 3 either. This is also 4 or 5. That's not 5. Let's see. So these are, in fact, this is much more simple. These are 2, 4, 5. But who knows? These are, maybe that's not super insightful. Should be slightly gentler than the past. Yeah, one can hope. Column 5, I'm missing a 6 and a 7, and I know the order. Thank you, Josh. Going 7 and 6, like that. Making this also a 1 or a 3. 1 in row 2 is being pointed out as on this arrow. So this can't be the 9 in row 2 now, because the 1's on the arrow. So if there were a 9 here, there'd have to be an 8 on the arrow. So 9 in row 2 is now there. So we've got 9, 8, 7, 6. And now the largest digit that's left in the row is a 5. It has to go on the arrow, but 5 is the largest digit left, so it has to go there. And so it has to go with a 1, 4, which makes that a 3 and a 4, and a 3 makes that not a 3, makes that a 2 and a 5. Let's see. So now this is just a triple. 2, 3, and 6. Yeah, 2, 3, and 6. This isn't a 2 or a 6, though, so it's a 3. So those are a 2 and a 6, and that's not a 3. And this is a triple. 7, 8, 9, it would seem. That's not a 7. That gives me an 8, 9 pair in the column, which makes that a 6. So that 8, 9 there makes that a 7. So yeah, regular Sudoku sometimes ruins all the coolest deductions in puzzles, so it's best not to overly dwell on it. I've got a 1, 3, 4 triple in this column. So there is only one digit left to place in this column, and if I talk for long enough, I'll figure out that it's a 5. So this digit here can't be a 4 because that's a 4, so it has to be a 3 and an 8. So that's a 1 and a 3 and a 9 and a 1. And a 2 and a 5, and a 4 and a 5, and a 4 and a 1, and an 8 and a 9, and an 8 and a 9, and a 4 and a 1 and a 3. This digit is also a 5. No, it's not. I can't put a 5 in the same row. I literally just put a 5 when I was doing the same bit. It is a 7. Let's try again. That's a 4. And that's a 2. So betting tree is a 2. Gorgeous puzzle. I really liked that one. That one was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed lots of things about this, but I enjoyed the realizing that these had to be an 8-9 pair to start. Interestingly, you can't do that by... So when I started this, I was wondering if I could do that by just asking myself, what's the minimum sum of these digits? But the minimum sum of these digits is actually 13. Which doesn't immediately tell you that this can't be a 7. It does immediately tell you it can't be a 6. So I'm curious why it can't be a... I can prove it can't be a 7, but there must be a degree of freedom that I'm missing here when I do 4 plus 3, because I can't actually... or maybe it's just a matter of, like, you can't make this add to 14 for some reason. Or you could make it add to 14, but if you could, you couldn't do it using only... Carl, I understand that it can't be 1, 2, 4 because of the unique combination, but I was trying to see... Yes, I understood that it couldn't be 1, 2, 4 because of that reason, but I was thinking that it had to be... that was a reflection of something about minimizing the value of these cells, but I don't think it can be. That is enough to prove it can't be 6, but not enough to prove it can't be 7. But I suspect that there's some min-max argument that sort of tells you what it is about this that's going on, but I don't quite see it. Because that would be what I would look for almost all of the time, would be look for, okay, what's the minimum these can sum to, and that will tell me what this can be. But in this case, it's important that they can't sum to 7 because of the repeating the 1, 2, 4 business. But if you just change this arrow to squint that way, then they could. Alrighty. Well, Ken, I understand. That's how I proved it when I did the puzzle the first time. I was just wondering if there was an argument that was more generalizable about what was happening. And I think the answer is no. I think this is specific to something about 7. I don't think it's specific. I don't think you can do it as a minimization problem to rule out 7. Yeah, very well could be 8 and 6. That's true. That's an interesting point. It can sum to 14. It just can't sum to 14 as 2 7s, as Random Raw points out. Because I could make this 1, 3, 4 and that 1, 2, 4, and that works. So that's pretty cool, actually. So that's really interesting, because I would have thought the only obstacle would be about the minimizing the sum, but that's not the only obstacle. There's this interesting additional Sudoku logical obstacle that's sort of standing in the way of that. Well, it can definitely sum to 7 and 6, because I could just do the thing I said for minimum. I could make that 1, 2, 3, 4 and that 1, 2, and that would make that happen. But that's very interesting. I'm just sort of from a, like, thinking about this point of view, just intrigued. Alrighty, so I'm going to take a quick break, dig up another puzzle, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I think we're back. And Chameleon informs me that the betting tree is working again. However, there may still be an issue with the betting tree, unfortunately. But I greatly appreciate Chameleon's efforts to get me the betting tree. But I think, unfortunately, the betting tree is still stuck on something. I don't know what. Let me try reloading this. Maybe if I reload it. Let's try again. Ah, there we go. My betting tree is back. I just had to reload the page. Excellent, excellent. Updated the script, but I didn't think to restart the page because I'm me. So we have the betting tree again. And we have an Entropic Lines Arrow Killer puzzle by dumediat, who I do not know if is here. This does kind of look like a row 5, column 5 is the betting tree, but it also looks like that might be a disaster. Like there's like a 20% chance that the betting tree will be resolved immediately by these 10 cages or something. But yes, long may the betting tree reign. I think I'm going to just try this being the betting tree unless someone here has done the puzzle and remembers what would be a better betting tree. So we have arrows like in the last puzzle. We have killer cages, where we get the sum of the digits in the cage. So things summed to 10s, things summed to 13. And we also get these entropic lines. And so along an entropic line, the thing you have to do is you have to make sure that, let's see, Jay Dyer did the puzzle and believes that row 4, column 1 would be a good betting tree. You know, I haven't actually tried to see if it will let you do that. It actually will let you put the betting tree on top of givens. I really did not know. I think I'm going to leave it here if it's all the same to you, Jay. So along an entropic line, every string of 3 digits has to include one low digit, one middly digit, and one high digit. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 7, 8, 9. And so we're probably going to get to color the whole grid in terms of whether things are 1, 2, 3, or whatnots. Let's see. Okay, Isabella can confirm that in her in her solve, this was the last place digit. So maybe we should move it there. If you want to change your bet based on my moving the betting tree, feel free to do so. So here's an... Oh, Tristan can post a link. Sorry, he was helping me update the software. All right, so what are we going to do here? So we've got... This box is very suspicious. Oh, yes, we've got to have Zach, the white balance fixing penguin, as his day job. Let's see. Yeah, there's lots of things I could do. Coloring the ring seems like a very reasonable way to just start throwing colors at the grid, which is usually a good way to make life better for yourself. So these are high, mid, low in some order, but I have some guesses. I can also reflect the one-cell arrows. So those are both green, for example. So the only way I could have a low digit in a circle is if it was 3, 1, 2 exactly. How do I see that this is not 3, 1, 2 exactly? Because if it was 3, 1, 2 exactly, both of these 10 cages would have to be 4, 6. So green isn't 1, 2, 3. Now, how do I prove yellow isn't 1, 2, 3? Maybe yellow is 1, 2, 3. Who knows? let's see. So if yellow is low, what goes wrong? So if this is 3, 1, 2, would make row 4, column 7. Sorry, row 7, column... No, row 4, column 7. Oh, we can turn on row column numbers. I will greatly appreciate them after that Penpa puzzle earlier, where I really wanted row and column numbers and couldn't have them. Yellow can't be low because of the one cell arrow. I feel like I'm being very dense here. What am I missing? Oh, okay. So let's chase this around. So if this were 3, this would be 1, 2. This would be 3. This would be 1, 2. This would be 3, 3. And then that would not be anything. Because it couldn't be 3. Okay. A little complicated, but yellow can't be low either. So the point is purple is low. Which is what I was inclined to immediately expect, but I didn't see it quickly. That sort of if you chase this around, the idea this would be 3, 1, 2, then it would work. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Sorry, Judith. I think Judith is right. I think I did something wrong. So this could be 3, 1, 2. This could be 3, 1, 2. There's no reason this would have to be. This could be 3, 1, 2 as well. No, it did have to be 3. It did have to be 3. Because there was a 1, 2 pair looking at it in the row. Right. Sorry, I was right, but I'd already forgotten the whole argument. Because in this hypothetical, this is 3, so this is 1, 2, so this is 3, just because that's the only thing it can be. Okay, so we've got that all sort of worked out. So... So we've got that going on. So one of these is high, and one of them is medium. I mean, I guess the 5 is on this... well, I'll let you describe what shape these make yourself. But the 5 is in one of these cells in this box. Let's see, where are the high numbers in box 8? Let's see. Yes, the Eiffel Tower. If you want to see what it is, you should go back and watch my playthrough of The Looker, which was delightful and only a couple hours long. But that game was hilarious. Let's see. So there's lots of yellow arrows. There's only one green 2-cell arrow. So probably green is medium and yellow is high, would be my guess. That was amazing, Ranks. I have no idea how that worked. So I can put no highs here. So this is Isabella's point. No highs can go in the 7 cage. So only one high can actually go in a 13 cage, because if you add 2 highs, you get to at least 15. So actually, there's only one total high between all of these cells. There's 2 total highs between all of these cells, so there's a high on the arrow. And if there's a high on the arrow, per Isabella, then green must be high. And so all the greens, they're 7, 8, 9. All the yellows, they are 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's very interesting, actually. That's not at all what I expected. So let's recolor things to be more appropriate. So blue will be low, yellow will be medium, and orange will be high, just to sort of keep track of our usual coloring. So we've got that. And we know there's a high on the arrow. So if there's a high on the arrow, this is not a 7. And if there's a high on the arrow, here's another fact. It needs a low to go with it. It needs a 1 or a 2 to go with it. So these are not low. These are medium or higher. But they can only be medium, because that's used all the lows in the column. So in fact, these are the other 2 yellows. They're a 4, 5 pair. This is a 6, and rather appropriately, Zach gets to come out and do his 6y dance. Woohoo! Baha! Wee! Woohoo! And so this is a 9. It's true, I didn't even realize that this was going to be a 9. I just realized that you couldn't put more than 4 or 5 on the arrow, but this being a 9 was also probably something I could have figured out if I was a smart Zeta. I know this isn't a 1. And so... No, this is a 1. Sorry, this does have to be a 1. This has to be a 1 because I can't put a 1 in here. Right. Sorry. I was confused and I was like, wait, how is it going to be a 2 or a 3? It is a 1 because the 2 and the 3 have to go with the 7 and the 8 in order to make these 10 cages work. Which now makes this arrow have to be 2, 7, adding to 9. I'll remember this time. And makes that a 3. And so if that's 2, 7... Now, this isn't 6, 7, and it's not 4, 9, so it's 5, 8. And so now this is not 2, 5, and it's not 3, 4, so this is 1, 6. Therefore, that is 4, and that's a 4. This can't sum to 5 anymore, because you can't make 5 into without being 2, 3, or 1, 4, so this is a 6. And it's not 2, 4, so it is 1, 5. And I actually know the order through the medium of madness. This is yellow and this is blue. So this 1 is actually placed by Sudoku onto the 6 arrow. So this is also a 1, 5 sort of 6 arrow. By Jovi Wing on 5s, that means there's a 5 over in one of these places hanging out. So many things are happening all at once. I don't know what to do with myself. These aren't blue anymore, because these two are the same. So they're either yellow or orange. I don't know which yet. Not on the arrow, Carl points out, because if I put 5 on the arrow, I need to put a 1 with it, which I cannot. So I actually know that this is a 5. I know that this is a 2, 4 arrow. Sorry, I know that's a 5. Sorry, this is one step more complicated than I'm making it, but it's not very complicated. If I put a 5 on this arrow, it's not adding to 5, it's adding to 6 with a 1, but there's a 1 gone in the row, so there's no 5 on the arrow. So this is a 5, which makes this a 6, but this is a 6 arrow without a 1 or a 5 on it, so therefore it's a 2, 4, but there's a 4 there. So it's a 2, 4 in that order, and we get to paint in some yellow and some blue, and I should have yellowed this 4 a long time ago, but, you know, these things happen. Oh god, I hope there's not a Fistamafel ring trick involved. These can't be yellow. But I guess I don't necessarily know immediately what they are. The 5, 8 here looked up at this 8, 2. So that's not an 8-2. That's a 3-7. So this is a 2-8. And so I have some triples here I can fill in as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, these are 1, 2, 4. That's not a 1. That's not a 4. So that one's blue. Da-dee-dee-da-dee-da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's the 6, it would seem, just by Sudoku. These two are the orange, just by Sudoku. So then these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's too many digits. There's no 8. The 8 is up there. These are 3, 5, 7, which I seem to know absolutely nothing about. If I am being very careful attention. The Fistamafel ring on the 5x5 irregular was quite a something. If you try hard enough, every puzzle can be a Fistamafel trick. It's possible that that's true in a certain sense. Okay. These cells are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one's not a 6 for sure. This one's not a 6 for sure. And that one's not a 2 for sure. So this is 6, 7, or 8. Oh. This row is interesting. So where does yellow go on this entropic line? All the yellows are gone in row 3, so these are both yellow. So I think Carl was pointing that out to me. So these are from 4, 5, 6. So this is a 1. And that's a 5. So it's yellow. These aren't 5. So that is 5, and that's 4. So now this is one of each, blue and orange, and so that's orange. So this is 7 or 8. It's the last orange for the column, so this is a 2. So that's a 3. That's not a 3, and that's not a 3, and that's not a 2 anymore, so that's orange. By magic. That's not a 2. One of these is a 6 now. Neither of them are low, though, so these have to be the lows. So these are from 1, 2, 3. One of them has to be 6. Because otherwise I don't get a medium. Let's see. Do I want to fill this in? Well, I know these aren't yellow. Oh, where does yellow go on this is the question. Yellow can't go in this column. Wait, no. Sorry, no. Yellow can't go in this row. So yellow can't go here. So therefore yellow is here, is the point. So that's a yellow 6, which makes that the 6. So it's the yellow. That's the orange. Got there eventually. It took a second to get there, but we got there. Let's see. These can't be yellow, and they can't be blue. They can't be yellow by the box. They can't be blue by the column, so they're orange. That's the last orange for this row, so that's not a 7 at least. Or is red. Take your pick. One of these is a yellow 5, and one of them is a blue something. But if that's a yellow-blue pair, this cell's certainly blue, because it's the last thing in the row. These can't be blue by the row, and they can't be blue by the box. But other than that, maybe I can do something more, maybe not. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it. These can't be blue or yellow, and they can't be yellow for a beautiful reason, because if these were both yellow, they would be a 4-6 pair, and they would look at that. So these are orange. That's cool. So that's a 7-8 pair. And these are a 3 along with a 4 or a 6, I suppose. I'm not really prepared to, let's see, I'm probably prepared to color this cell. Yes, this is a blue 3. No, it's not a blue 3. This is a yellow 4. There we go. This is a yellow 4. Let's try that. So there's a 6 over here, which means that that's a 4 and a 6 in that order. Let's see. One of these two is a 7-8. That doesn't seem that interesting. There's a 9 up here, but it's a little dangerous to look at. Ranks says row 6 has all the blues. Right, because these can't be blue. So row 6 has all the blues. So this isn't a 3. Because that would be another blue. That's too many blues. So good point to Ranks. So that places the 3. So Ranks is coloring for us, which is always appreciated. So that places a 3 here, actually, just by counting 3s in rows and stuff. Let's see. Isabella says 5 in box 6 is in one of these places. 5 in box 9 is in one of these places. In fact, it's in that place, specifically. Which is then going to get us an orange and a yellow in this box. So, bunches of digits. Digits all over the place. 2 and orange. Okay. Let us study carefully. So we've got all the mediums here. So I need a 9 specifically in this box down here. Let's see. Afraid Not says to look for column 8 oranges. So there are none there. Oh, yes. Literally everything else in column 8 has to be orange, because there are no oranges yet marked in the column. Got it. Okay, smart. So that's the 9. That's the blue. It is a 1 or a 3. So that's a 1-3 pair, making that a 2. I probably could have done that before, if I had thought about it. That is a blue. So it's a 1 or a 3, but it's not a 1, actually. So it's only a 3 by Sudoku. So that's a 1 and a 3, which lets us finally color this box, which I'm sure is what you were all holding your breath for. So there's all blues in this row. So therefore, that's the blue, and that's the yellow. That's the 3 and the 6, and the 1 and the 6 go in. Now we seem to have resolved that this is the orange and the blue over here. 7 and 3. These are a 7-8 pair, and I know the order, which resolves that this is blue and orange for 2 and 8 over there. One of these is an orange 9, and one of them is a blue 1. That's the one that's the blue 1, so this is the one that's the orange 9. Let's see. One of these is a blue 3, and it's that one. So this is an orange 7-8. This seems to have just become a 2. So that's not a 2. That's not a 9, apparently. One of these two is a 9. Do I know what these two are yet? Let's see if they were... Yes, I do, because this one's neither... Because they can't be low, and this one can't be medium either. These are high. Okay, so I do know. So that's a 9. That's a 7-8. That's a 7-8. That's a 9. So that's an 8 and a 9, and a 7 and an 8. One of these is the 2, so this is yellow. One of these is the 2, so that's a 1. 7 and an 8 and a 7 and an 8. This has become a yellow, which is going to in turn make that blue, and that's going to be a yellow, and that's going to be an orange. Let's see. This row needs a blue. This box needs a yellow. Here I need a blue and a yellow, and that's not yellow, so it's blue, and that's yellow. So in the column, we need an orange, and in the box, we need a blue. No cheating by looking ahead, but the betting tree is blue, so you can have a little bit of information about the betting tree. And so this is a 5, a 4, a 2, a 7, a 5, a 1, a 4, a 5, a 2, 7, and 8. And let's see, this looks like a 9, and it looks like the betting tree is a 2. Congratulations from Zach and I to all of the loyal 2-betters out there. I don't think I know a lot of 2-betters, but I'm sure there are many good people out there who bet 2 on a daily basis, so that's good to hear. Great puzzle. Yeah, that was very cool. I enjoyed that a lot. Lots of fun, neat stuff there. 2 again, yes. It's a good day for 2-betters. Kodak is apparently trying not to win the bet. It's like that old game Dungeon Quest, where when you'd go through a trap, what you would do is you would roll a die and you would call what you wanted the die to not be, and then you would only die if you rolled the thing that you said you were trying not to roll. Alrighty. Yes, very nice. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm going to go dig us up yet another puzzle, and I will be back. This looks like a puzzle. This is Snapshot by James Sinclair. So we have a few rule sets here featuring. One of the rule sets we have is German Whispers, which we have not yet seen today. So along a green line, every pair of adjacent digits have to differ by at least 5. I suppose I should put down a betting tree. Row 1, column 1. Row 1, column 1 rarely gets to be a betting tree. So I have to change by at least 5. So in particular, what that basically means is I have to switch back and forth between, instead of in the old puzzle, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. In these puzzles, I have to switch back and forth between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8, 9. But I have to make sure I stay at least 5 apart, so I can't go like 4, 6, 4, 6 like I could in the previous puzzle. That won't work. These are killer cages. They sum to the total at the top you can't repeat digits in them, is the relevant rule here. So this is a set of the digits from 1 to 9. So I can pencil mark it since I know what it is. And this one. So we can get started with that. And these are quadruples, which say that the digits that appear inside the quadruple definitely appear in the surrounding 4 cells. This is telling us that these 4 digits are in fact exactly 3, 4, 5, 6. And these digits are exactly 3, 4, 5, 6. I already see the break-in, and that's hilarious and delightful. And so then this just says one of these digits at least is a 2. It could be all of them, who knows? Okay. So, first of all, there can't be a 5 on a German Whisperer. There isn't a digit that's 5 away from 5. Next of all, this can't be a 6, I don't think, because let's see, this would go high, low, high, low, high. And so if this is a 6, that also has to be a 6, which is fine until you realize that the only digit that's 5 away from 6 is 1, which would make both of these 1, and that does not work. So these aren't 6. These are 3, 4. Now, note I don't know they're a 3, 4 pair. I just know that they are... Well, I don't know they're a 3, 4 pair. I know one of them at least is a 3, because the only thing 5 away from 4 is 9. So I need these to be an 8, 9 pair. This, I think, can be anything. So we can do a little bit of silliness with the fact that you can't put 5 on lines. And so we can make a ridiculous corner mark in these cages, because the cages need a 5, and it can't be on the German Whisper. And so that actually looks at those and places a 5 here, and looks at those and places a 5 here. And we get to do a 5 dance. Woo! Boop-a-doop. Woo! Ba-doop, boop, boop. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And welcome, Marcel. Glad to have you here. So let's see. That's not a 5. So yeah, all kinds of stuff happening here. That's not a 5 either. Okay. Well, welcome. I am happy to oblige. So here's a funny thing I know. I now know one of these two is a 6 because I need a 6 and it's not there. So none of these are 6. So there's a 6 in one of these. The 6 is not in the middle because a 6 only goes next to 1. So one of these two is a 6, which means that now one of these two is a 1. Except that one can't be the 1 because of the quadruple. Because the 1 in this box is on this quadruple, so it's not there. So that's the 1 and that's the 6. Okay, I love this. This is adorable. So we can go orange, orange, blue, blue. Through that. None of these are 1 anymore. In fact, this one's not 1, 2, 3, or 4, actually. This one's only 7, 8, 9. This one's not 7, 8, 9, or 6, or 1, or 6 in the corner either. We probably can do something similar on the other side. Now that 6 actually, we've actually resolved where that 6 is, because now that's blue. This is an orange 6. There's now a 6 on this line. That 6 must go here or here. But the 6 has to go next to a 1. And so if the 6 went here, the 1 would go there, but that would clash with that 1. So in fact, the 6 goes there, making that the 1. Making that another high, that another low. So this isn't 2, 3, 1, 4, 6. This isn't 6, 7, 8, 9, or 1. It is 2, 3, 4. None of these are 1. And the sky is gray or something. So we've got all of that going on. This can't be a 2 or a 4 because of the quadruple. I can't imagine that's going to be useful, but we're going to do it anyway. This can't be a 2 or an 8 because of the quadruple. We've placed that this is a 3, 4, and this is a 6. So that's high. I see. The question is, where does this 3, 4 go in the L? And the answer is this 3, 4 goes here. So this is not a 2, and these two are the same digit. And now that black flashed 3, 4, it goes here. And so we've now finally proven, and we probably could have proven this right away, that this really is a 3, 4 pair, because this one's not black flashed. But now the none black flash, so we'll make it the yellow flashed 3, 4. Where does the yellow flashed 3, 4 go in this L? And the answer is it goes there. So this is my yellow flashed 3, 4. This is the yellow flashed 3, 4. So yellow flash 3, 4 is in one of those two cells. I'm just scanning real quick to see if there's anywhere where I can actually place my black or yellow flash 3, 4s. Well, I know this cell isn't a 3 or a 4 anymore. And I know that one's not a 3 or a 4 for the same reason. Let's see. Does the fact that there's a 4 in this quadruple... Yes, it does. Right, because there's got to be... Okay, this is going to resolve it. So this 2, 4, 5 needs a 2. The 2 goes there. But now it needs a 4. So therefore, yellow has to be 4. So the yellow flashed one is 4. Black flashed one is 3, 3, 4, 3. That 4 goes opposite a 9 and an 8. And so that gets us a whole bunch more stuff. I can get rid of my flashes. But we're going to keep the not strictly necessary blue-red coloring, or blue-orange coloring. That is not a 9, and it's not a 7 either, because it's next to a 3, so it's an 8. That's a 9, because it's next to a 4. So these digits don't include 8s anymore, or 3s. None of those are 8. That one's not a 9. None of these are 4, including the ones that already weren't 4. Oops. Sorry, I did the wrong button. None of these are 4. None of them are 9. That one's not an 8. That one's not a 2. This is very clever so far. Let's see. So this column only has 2, 7, and 8 left to give. So that is true. This can't be a 4. Because 4 doesn't go next to 8. So this is a 2 or a 3. Let's see. These are a 2-5 pair, actually, just because of the quadruple. I need a 2 and a 5. They can only go there and there. So this is not 5, and it's not 2 or 5 in the center either. Let's see. Do I have any other quads that are sitting around just waiting for attention? Yeah, I know there's a 4 down here because I already used my 4 in the cage. Let's see. I know there's a 1 up here because I already used my 1 in the cage. So we've got all of that. Okay, so that's not a 2. I don't know. Oh, so neither of those is a 2. So one of these two is a 2, but I don't think I know which one yet. Let me fill in this quadruple. Maybe that'll be helpful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, so this is a naked single 7. So that's the kind of thing I was hoping for when I filled that in. So this is a naked single 3. So this is a naked single 4. So this is a naked single 9. So that is about as good as filling in a quad can possibly be. Like it really does not get better than that. Let's see. So weirdly, we've got 1s in one of these two cells, which make us a Jovi wing on 1s, which mean the 1 over here is in one of these two cells, which I can't imagine I care about, but maybe I do. I should go ahead and fill in this triple, because, I mean, filling in the quad worked out well, so how poorly can this come out? So these are a 6, a 1, and something else, and a 5. That one's not a 1, so it's a 5 or a 6. So there we go. Sorry, I was doing things so constantly I haven't checked chat in a bit. There was sort of a continuous flow of progress there. So let's see. Row 3, column 6 can't be 2. Right, that can't be 2. Right, beautiful, because of the 2-4 clue. Right, the 2 in this box is here, so that can't be 2. There's a 2 in this column already, so that is 2. And so that's 3. And so that's a 5, and that's a 2. Thank you, Mario. Oops. Or it's another 5. Take your pick. You know, whichever. So these cells are a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These aren't a 3. Neither of those is a 4, though, so that one is a 4. And these are not 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 5, 6, 7, and 8. They're from 5, 6, 8, and that one's not a 6. For whatever that may tell us. Let's see. This is not a 7. This seems not to be able to be a 4. That also seems not able to be a 4. Ah, so that places the 4. Because now I need a 4 on this quad, and it can only go here. Because the 4 in the cage is already placed. So this now isn't a 4. So there's a 4 down actually in one of these two cells only. Let's see. Daniel has a 1-9 pair in row 2. Yes, this is a 1-9 pair. And I know the order even. Thank you, Daniel. Sorry, I meant to say that wasn't a 3, not that it was a 3. And so, likewise, this is a 1-8 pair. And so that's the 8 and the 1. So we've got that. Oh, where's the 8 here? The 8 is up here, because I can't put the 8 there. I don't know how I missed this before. This is a 1-8 pair. And I know where the 8 goes, actually. So that's the 8, that's the 1. And now that that's true, I need the 2 to come from here, so this isn't a 2 anymore. So one of these is a 2. That's not a 1 anymore, so that is a 1. While I am doing things. So we've got all of that stuff going on, so to speak. Let's see. That 8 shoots a glance up there at that 8. Let's see. Box 7 has a 5-6 pair. Yes, it does. The 5 and the 6 are ruled out of those, so these are a 5-6 pair, and I know the order. Thank you to Screaming Ice Cube. So that's a 6, and that one doesn't get a color. Let's see. So this column, let's see, I need a 1. I've got a 2, 3, I need a 4, I've got a 5, I got a 6 and a 7, and then I need an 8 and a 9. So this is a naked single 9, that's exactly what you hope for. So this has now become a 4. This has become a 1. This has become orange no matter what it is, and also it's a 7. But my point stands. This has become 5. These aren't 5 or 7. They're not 5 in the corner either. Let's see. This has become an 8. This is not a 5. Okay. This quadruple. Actually, let's fill in the single before we fill in the quadruple, if we can. So this is a 2. Okay, this quadruple is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is not 3 or 4. This is just a naked single 7, which has made this a naked single 6, which has made this a naked single 3. Boy, filling in quads in this puzzle has been very rewarding. This has been a 4. And so this is orange for sure. I don't know its exact nature, but I know it's orange. In fact, I know these are orange as well. So that's all the oranges for the box. So this is a blue 2 by coloring. And yes, you definitely needed coloring. You could not have done it another way. I won't believe you. This seems not to be able to be 5 in the corner anymore. So we've got that. Let's see. These are 5, 6, 7. That one is only able to be a 6, though. So that is the 5 and the 7. This is now a 6, meaning that's not a 6. These are from 7, 8, 9, but that one's not the 9, so that one is the 9. This has become a 2. Sorry, quadruple, I did not get to use your 2 in that particular instance. I did use it earlier, because I used the 2, 4 quadruple to rule the 2 out of there. I was like, 3, 5, 7, 8, that's a quadruple. And, well, it sure is, but it's not as helpful. That 2 looks down and makes this a 9 and a 2. I am being assured that the betting tree is not going to work out to be a 2 this time. We will see. It has been consternating in the stream to people who are none 2-betters, at least. The 2-betters have been very, very fond of it. So we've got that. Let's see. This is a triple. This is 5, 7, and 9. That one's not a 5, though. This is a triple. It is 1, 3, and something else. 8. 1, 3, and 8. So that's not an 8. That's not a 3. Somehow these triples were far less rewarding than the earlier stuff. But we will make do. Let's see. I'm going to have to fill in the betting tree, aren't I? 7, 8 pair in column 8. 7, 8 pair in column 8, indeed. It does make this a 2. So that is helpful. So that is going to place the 2 in this box. Yeah, chocolate teapots everywhere. So let's see. What are these 2 cells? That might help. We need a 1, actually. We need a 1. We've got a 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we need we've got a 6, and we need a 7, 8, 9. So this isn't 1 or 9. That's not 9. So this is definitely orange. And that gives me a 7, 8 pair in the column. Excellent. So that is a 5, and that's blue. And those are both orange. So we're finally making some progress. So that's blue. Da-dee-dee-da-dee-da. And so that is an 8 and a 7 and a 3. That's blue, so it's a 1. That's orange, so it's an 8. This has become orange regardless of what value it turns out to be, but we're about to know that it's a 9. This has become orange regardless of what value it is. This has become blue regardless of which 3 it is. This has become blue regardless of which 1 it is. So that is an 8 and a 3 and a 1. This has become the 5, sparing this poor cell from going uncolored, making that the 5. This is a 4. This had better be a 3. And now I better color carefully or things will go awry. So these are both orange. This is a great puzzle, James. I really enjoyed this. This very, very smooth. I really, really liked the break-in with realizing that the only way this line would work is if they were, with them being high, is if they were both 6, but that would put 2 1s in box 5. That was very clever. And so we get a 7 as our last digit. Oh, no. Nope, who knows what that is? Nope. We get an 8 and a 7, and then we can carefully calculate what our betting tree is. And then our betting tree turns out to be, well, it turned out to be a 7 again, even the second time when I recalculated it. Very nice puzzle. I enjoyed that a lot. Very snappy, but very cool, and lots of neat uses of both of the things that you sort of base this around. And a win for Daniel. Congratulations to Daniel. Daniel got to meet Zach in person. It was very exciting. Few Sudoku people have gotten the honor of meeting Zach in person. Let's see. I was admittedly a little terrified when I looked at this that this was going to be the expanded Fistamafel ring set puzzle, but it turned out, fortunately, not to be that. That worked out to be very nice. Alrighty. I have a work dinner, so I'm going to want to end stream a little early, so I'm going to switch to doing 6x6s, but we might be able to knock out a few 6x6s. depending on the nature of the 6x6s. So I'm going to grab a 6x6 from the 6x6 queue. By the way, if you are not aware, I accept submissions of 6x6s for me to do at the end of stream, because usually I sort of wrap up stream by doing some short 6x6s. So if you would like to be featured on the channel, because maybe you have not set much, or maybe I just have not noticed your puzzles or whatever, you can just put your 6x6s in the 6x6 thread under the zetamath discussion on the Discord, which is linked down below. So if you're interested, have a go. Anyway, I'm going to go pull one out. I'll be right back. We're back with an Ambrose 6x6 Entropic lines puzzle. We have done a couple Entropic lines today. My attention span as well works well with Entropic lines. So we've got this whole thing. So I'm going to start by coloring this line. And so note that this is a 6x6. So Entropic lines are now triple alternatings of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So the groups have been changed. But let's go. Okay, so that's 3 along. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these are all the same, whatever that happens to be. We'll make it purple. Yellow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These can be yellow. 1. Well, hopefully these are just the remaining ones are green. So we've got that. So whatever purple is placed in this box, actually. That's sweet. So these are both purple. So purple is medium, actually. That's really cool. I love that. So purple has to be medium because there are 2 things that purple white dots. And the only thing where there are 2 valid white dots with purple is medium. So purple is 3, 4. I love that. That is sweet. That's just, it's so elegant and so cool at the same time. So these are a 2-5 pair exactly. So this 2-5 goes here in this box, so that's a 2-5. So we've got that. Let's see. That I know is not purple. So one of these 2 is purple. So one of these 2 is purple, but I don't think this lets me tell which one immediately that I am able to determine. So these could be both low, or they could be a low and a middle, or they could be a middle and a high. That's annoying. In terms of possibilities. Oh, almost. If there was a middle on here, it would have to place a middle exactly there. I already have 2 yellows in column 4. Ah, that's right. Okay, column 4 is the place to look. Where is the other purple in column 4? And the answer is the other purple in column 4 has to be there. So that's cool. And one of these 2 is purple, but I don't know which one. And so now where are my purples in column 3? Well, they can't both go on the entropic line. So I need a purple here. And then one of these 2 is purple, but I don't know which one. I don't think. As of yet. I know one of these is purple, but I know it's not that one. That one's not purple. So one of these 2 is purple. One of those two is purple. So one of these two is purple. Let's see. So yeah, is this a 2-5 or is it a 3-4? I feel like I should know, but I don't yet think I know what is happening with that yet. Let's see. Whatever this is, it goes there and there. Whatever this is, it goes there and there. Whatever this is, it goes there and there. Right. This can't be both. This can't be a 1-2 pair. 1-2 is a valid Kropki, but it sees all three of these, and there are only 1 and 2, Marcel points out. So this is not 1-2. So there's definitely a purple one here, because I can't make a low-high one. So Marcel has it. So the point is one of these has to be purple, because they can't be 1-2, because it would rule low off of this entire triple. And so if one of those is purple, neither of these is purple by the row, and so that one's purple. Again, awesome. So now that purple puts a purple down here. Means there is no purple down here, of course. So a great spot and awesome setting. So this could be 3-6. Or it could be 2-4. Those are my options. Okay, how are people getting that this is green is the thing that I am not understanding. I have heard lots of people say it. Oh, because this green digit needs to show up in this column. That's the point. Right. This green digit needs to show up in column 4. Where does it go? It goes there. So this is the green 2-5 is the point. Okay, got it. And so these two yellows, they're the same yellow for whatever that is worth. So this is the other 2-5, so it's yellow. And so this is green. This is the yellow that's not a 2-5, so this is a 1-6. This yellow in this box now has to go here. So now that percolates up to here. So now these are green. Now this is yellow just because the column needs 2 yellows in it, and it's not going to have them otherwise. So now... right, so this 1-6 goes here. Oh, this 2-5 goes on the black dot. That's the point. The green 2-5 goes on the black dot by Sudoku. So it's a 2. And we get an abbreviated 2 dance. Woo! Thank you, Zach. And so that green 2-5 is a 2, which makes that a 3, which makes that a 4. This is a 2-4 pair, just for the record. So that's a 3, and that's a 4, and a 3 and a 4, and a 3 and a 4 and a 3. This has become a 5. Zach dances quickly for 6x6s. It's part of his contract. He can't be doing a full dance for every 6x6 we do. He would get worn out as a penguin. This is a 6. Let's see. 2 is green. 4 is purple. So that is a 4 and a 2. And that's a 1 and a 2. And a 1 and a 2. And a 6. And a 5 and a 6. This is probably going to be yellow if I were to speculate based on coloring trends in the universe. That's going to be green. That's going to be yellow. Let's see. These need to be a a yellow, and so maybe I don't immediately see how this is going to work. Ah, yes, the green 2 is going to go there. So that's going to make that green, which is going to make that yellow. Let's see. This sees both yellows in the column and both purples in the row, so it's green. So that makes that yellow. Now in this column, we need a green, and now in the box, we need a purple. Good. So we've successfully colored, I hope. Well, we colored at the very least. That's right. Yellow is high. So that's a 5 and a 6 and a 5 and a 6 and a 6 and a 5 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 1 and a 3. Woohoo! Nice, nice puzzle. I really liked that. I loved the observation that the only thing with 2 valid white dots coming out of it was medium, so we could get that. So we immediately from the Sudoku of this got which one was middle. That was really cool. That was super clever. Alrighty, let me pull up another 6x6, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, we have a Jakhob and Woofer build your own lockout line 6x6. This seems to a lot to ask of a 6x6, but let's go for it. There are hidden lockout lines in the grid. Each pair of diamonds with the same letter must be connected, so I have to connect A to A, B to B, and C to C. Lines can only move orthogonally and cannot branch, and lines cannot cross themselves, other lines, or other diamonds. Digits on a lockout line cannot be between or equal to the endpoints. So that part is normal, but we have to modify the lockout lines for 6x6 by saying that the digits on the endpoints must differ by at least 2. So that is how that works. We're going to get to use our little line tool. So this A has to connect to that A. Can I put a 3 on a lockout line at all? Is it not possible? No, I could put a 3 on a lockout line that's 4, 6. Yeah, I have to think now through all the lockout line logic all over again. Could I possibly take 3 cells in this box is, I guess, the question. If I take 3 cells in this box, then I would need the other end to be 3, and these would have to be 4, 5, 6 exactly. It would need to, in fact, go exactly like that, with these being 4, 5, 6, and that being 3. Seems annoyingly plausible. Let's see. But no lockout line can take more than 3 things in any particular house because of the barring. So I'm not allowed to do anything too fancy. Yeah, I guess if the 1 comes down through here, then we're pretty sunk, because then we don't actually have a way to not take 4 cells in a box. So if the 1 tries to get through this hole, that's not going to work. So the 1 can't actually go through this gap. And that's because I'd have to take something like this or that, and both of those will result in this taking way, way, way too many cells in a box. But annoyingly, that's maybe possible. What am I supposed to see here? I did fear when I saw this that this was going to be harder than the 9x9 version of this puzzle, which is one of the best easy puzzles of the year, for sure. But yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to avoid taking 3 cells somewhere. So I think this is probably going to have a 3 on its other end. Yeah, it's going to have to come through here, isn't it? Because we just argued it can't go through this gap. And it can't go through that either, because if it goes through this, it's going to have to go around, and then it's going to have taken a jajillion cells in row 1. I mean, unless it does something like that, which is even worse, because now in box 1, I've now taken 5 cells, which I cannot do. So I'm going to go ahead and make this the yellow ring. Yellow always connects through this gap. It's the only place that yellow can connect through. So if that's the case, I know that 1 is down in one of these 2 cells, and I know that 1 is in one of those 2 cells, just because I can't put 1 on the line where one of the endpoints is a 1. Now, in order for yellow to get to this cell, there is no path that does not involve yellow taking 3 cells in box 1, right? Yeah, in order to get to this gap, yellow always takes 3 cells in box 1, which means that this has to be a 3. It has no other options in its life, unfortunately. These things happen to lines sometimes. So C can't connect through there, is the point. Because this line is connecting to the 1. And in so doing, it's also connecting to the A, and so the C is going to have to go right. I guess the C could go up and right, but even so, the C is always going to end up occupying this cell. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Also, good point from Mathpesto that I should have seen that is way simpler than the things that I am articulating right now. This cell can't go down, so it has to just go right. It has no choice. But the thing I was trying to articulate was that the C definitely has to go this way. And it probably from there has to go down, I'm going to guess. Let's see. Is it possible that this C connects up? No. If this C goes up, I've now obligated that the way the B connects involves taking 5 cells out of this box, but that's too many cells by the law of lockout lines. So this C can't connect up. This C connects down. This, I should note, is also a green circle. This is also a yellow circle. Now, I just can't finish it all if from there I turn that direction, so I'm going to turn that direction. And I can't go through the B diamond, so the B diamond's going to go that way. So the B now has to go through 3, is the point. The B diamonds can't connect without taking this 3. Because the world has become disconnected. And a lockout line in this world with a 3 has to have a 4-6 pair on its outside. And so because of that, these aren't 1. And so we get 2 1s. Garion points out wisely, green can't go right now, because if green went right, that would be too many cells. So green has to come up. Like that. And so now that's forced, and if I'd have done it in that order, it would have made this less complicated than the argument that I made, but whatever. That now has completely forced B to take this 3, which, spoiler, now B is 4-6. This digit's now a naked single 5, by the way, because it's got to be not between 1 and 3, and C's a 4-6 pair. So this is a 5. These are a 2, which has to go there because the 2 in the column can't go on this line. So this is a 4 or a 6. Now the 2 can't go on the line, so the line has to turn. So this is a 4, 5, or a 6. And one of those two is going to end up being the 3. Let's see. Okay, orange now has to just go left, and then up, and it's done. So we aren't getting any more information out of orange, unfortunately. But these are from 4, 5, 6. They aren't 5, actually, so they're a 4, 6 pair. So... what did I do? Oh, are you complaining that I shouldn't have a 4, 6 triple in box 2 for whatever reason? Picky people. Okay. So these are 2, 4, 6. It's probably better. So there's a 2 there. So there's a 2 on this line, either in this circle or there. Chat thinks it's there. I think it's in the circle. So I think this is going to be a 2, 5 is my guess, but I could be wrong. I am very prepared to be wrong. One of these is a 1. the green endpoints can't be 4, 6, because this sees a 4, 6. So this green endpoint sees a 4, 6 pair. So the endpoints are definitely not 4, 6. Having a 1 on the line doesn't do anything other than doesn't force this to be 4, 6 or anything. Like the 3 digits could be, say, 1, 5, and 6. And that would be perfectly acceptable. So this digit, hey Panthera, hope you're doing well. Yes, Twototenth says it well. Getting an extreme digit on your lockout line is exciting until you realize that it's the opposite of exciting. But your experience with other puzzle types makes you excited to see it, and then it's not exciting at all. So these two are the same digit. And that digit goes over there. That doesn't seem enticing to me. Oh, I just can't... Oh, I could have a 2 if this is like a 3, 5, right? If that was a 3 and that was a 5, maybe that works. I think this definitely can't be a 6, because then this would need to be a 6 and a 3, and that wouldn't give me enough digits. So this can't be a 6. Let's just write in what this can be. It can't be a 3 or a 6, for sure. Are there other things it definitely cannot be? This can't be a 1, because if this is a 1, this 2 would break. If this is a 2, that super doesn't work either, because if this is a 2, I either need to put a 2 on the line or a 2 in the other circle, and both are absurd in their own special way. So this is a 4 or a 5, which means that this is always small. It's not a 1. So it's a 2 or a 3. For sure. So what are we doing again? This digit can't be a 4, 5, or a 6. So let's fill in this triple, actually, because that got us a triple is what that did. And it got us that this digit's a 3. That's huge, because this is now a naked single. So this is now a naked single 3. And these are a 1 or a 2. Or sorry, they're a 1, 2 pair. So one of these is a 6. For whatever that's worth. This is a 4 or a 5 now. So that makes this a 4, 5, 6 triple, which makes this a 2, 3. Okay, and this is a 2, 3 pair, and so this is always the awesome thingy with lockout lines is when you get a 2, 3 pair in your circle and your endpoint, you know what the way it has to work. Because if this is a 2, I could never put a 3 on it. So it's actually a 3 with a 2 there, and then that makes this a 5 because they have to be that far apart. And now this is a 6 because that's the only thing that left that can go on this line. This is not a 5. That is a 5. This is a 1 or a 2 alone. Let's see. This yellow can't take a 3. 3 is not allowed to go on the lockout line. So yellow is done. It's forced to do that now. This is really doing a lot to stretch what you can fit in a 6x6. This is just a naked single 4 because it's not 1, 5, or 2, and it's not 3 or 6. So this is just a naked single 4. These are a 3, 6 pair. Just sudoku logically. So this is a 1 or a 2, and it's not a 1, so it's a 2 and a 1. And that places a 2 there, so this isn't a 2. I might or might not be coloring 4 6s by the time we're done here. These are a 4, 5, 6. That one's not a 6. It is a 4 or a 5. Let's see. So these aren't 1, 2, 3. So these are 4, 5, 6. Right. So this needs to be a 6 in order that there be a path at all for this to work, I think is the punchline. I don't think this 2 necessarily has to be on it. Oh, I think it will have to be on it in a second. But I can't have both of these on the green line. I can only have one of them on the green line. If this one's on the green line, it's going to be awfully complicated to make that work. I can say it this way. I only get at most one more on this line. So one of these two things is on the green line. Because I only can get one more in this box before I have to leave. So I either leave immediately or I leave here. One of these two, therefore, is on the green line. Means this cell's always on the green line. It can never connect that way. So this is always connected to that. That is the... It's not my favorite argument I've ever made, but it will do. So now I have to argue that if this goes this way and tries to pick up that the world is broken. Oh, this, by the way, is definitely a 6 now. That's going to be the key, because that's a 6, because it's on this line, which makes that a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 5. And a 3 and a 6. So that's a 6 and a 4. And a 4 and a 6. These are a 1 and a... Well, the key point is it's not a 1 and a 2. It's a 1 and something that doesn't go on this line. It's a 1 and a 4. So I can't... So that tells me it doesn't go that way. So it does go that way. I feel like I made a complicated mess out of something that didn't need to be a complicated mess. But that's what you're here for, right? So that's a 2, 5. That's a 3, 4. So this is a 5, which is all I need to fill in to know that this line doesn't go this way. So green connects that way. And then I can fill in the 2 and the 4 and the 3. And we get that. That was a lovely little puzzle. Quite a few more teeth in that than in the original, but I mean that is pretty nice for a 6x6. I especially like this is a fairly nuanced little line here for a 6x6 version of this rule set. I'm impressed. That was quite a puzzle. I do agree that lockout lines are rather noodle baking. They tend to leave the pasta a little beyond al dente when thinking about them. All right, I'm going to pull up one more 6x6, and then we're going to call it a stream for today. But I bet I can find one that I can do in 10 minutes or so. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we have a 2-10th between line puzzle now. This is an actual between line puzzle. Digits in gray must be strictly between the digits in the circle. So if this is a 5 and this is a 2, these digits can only be 3s and 4s because I have to stick between them. But additionally, this is an inequality sign between row 5, column 1 and row 5, column 3. So this digit is bigger than this digit. So we've got that. And let's get started by coloring, because this is certainly going to be a coloring puzzle. Where does purple go in box 2? And the answer is that purple in box 2 only goes there, because purple can't repeat on its own between line. And I can't have a purple between line. And so now where does purple go in this box? It only goes here. Because it can't, again, I can't have a purple between line because there aren't any digits between purple and purple. I don't even need to know what purple is to know that there aren't any digits between purple and purple. So now, where else can I repeat that trick? I can repeat that trick with yellow in this box. Because yellow can't repeat on its own between line. Yellow now in this box goes over here. Just by traditional coloring nonsenses. Yellow maybe possibly goes there. I don't know. No. Oh, purple either goes here or yellow I don't think I need to think about that yet. Okay, now I can think about this cell. Right, now green in box 1 gets to go there for free, because green can't repeat on its own between line. It didn't give me as much love for green as I was hoping it would. Yes, good point to chat. Chameleon says, where's yellow in column 4? Yellow in column 4 can only go here, because I can't, again, do a yellow between line. And so now yellow in box 6 is going in one of these 2 cells. I don't necessarily know yet where. Let's see. Okay. I feel I'm making oh yeah, purple goes here now. Purple is between yellow and green. Fun fact, I didn't know that before. Purple in this box is in one of these 2 cells, but I don't know which. I don't think I know which one yet. Might or might not be weird for purple to be on this line. I don't know. Let's see. I'm at some point going to have to notice that something and something is 1 and 6 because there are 4 digits between them, but I'm terrible at noticing that, but my chat is very good at noticing that. So when that happens, chat, just let me know. Okay, thanks. Let's see. Where else can I place things and things? So purple is strictly between. Okay, so purple is. So maybe I should be thinking about which of these things are 1 and 6, because purple is not 1 or 6. So where are 1 and 6 in this box is the question. Purple is not 1 and 6 because it's on a between line. So the only things that can be 1 and 6 in this box are these. So green and yellow are 1 and 6. So that is. That's maybe an easier way to do it than all the counting that I was afraid we were going to have to do. So these between lines don't matter. So now this between line has to be a 2 or a 5. Sorry, this digit has to be a 2 or a 5 because I need 3 digits between them. So purple is 2, 5. In order to make that work. So now, so now purple is consecutive with yellow. So purple can very easily go on this line. Never mind. So my number line goes... Oh, I don't actually know. I do know. Purple is consecutive with yellow. It's as far away as possible from green. Right. This cell can't be purple. Sorry. Can't be yellow. Right. This cell can't be yellow because yellow is a 1 or a 6. So yellow 1, 6 goes here. Sorry, I was going to do something much more complicated when something simpler sufficed. So that is yellow 1, 6. So that is yellow 1, 6. So that's all the yellow 1, 6s into the grid. Green 1, 6 goes in one of those two cells, so it definitely goes there in this box. So now it goes here in this box. So it goes here in this box. So it goes here in this box. So we've got all the greens. Does that let us get all of our purples yet? So you can't put a purple on a lockout line, or sorry, on a between line at all unless one of the ends is yellow. So, purple is just, I don't even have to think about that. Purple here is just given. So purple here is given. So now we've got all the purples. And so now we can resolve the high-lowities because purple is bigger than green. And purple and green, remember, are as far apart as possible. But purple is bigger than green, so purple has to be 5 and green has to be 1. I would normally do the entire rest of the puzzle before filling this in, but because the inequality thing was cute, I'm going to this time do it this way, and do it in this order, just to appreciate the inequality for being the cute idea that it is. And then we're going to just fill in the candidates and the rest, because we've got it down to a triple, so the rest of the cells are 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to notice that this can't be a 2 in order for that to work. This can only be 2, 4 with a 3 here. So these aren't 3. These aren't 3. Now that can't be a 4 across a between line from a 5, or I'd have to put a 4.5 here. So that is a 2. That's a 4 and a 3. That's a 3 just by Sudoku. So that's a 4 and a 3 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 2. So these are not 3s. So that is a 3. And now 2 can't go in a between line with 2 and a 6. So that's a 4 and a 2 and a 4 and a 2 and a 4 and a 2. Very nice. And yeah, it's cute that we placed all of, literally all of 3 digits and then did the other 3 digits, but did them completely separately. But that was a very cool puzzle. I enjoyed that a lot. I really enjoy this sort of 6x6s at the end of stream. It's very fun. You've all been giving me lots of material to work with. So again, if you would like to set me 6x6s, by all means, you can set them and just throw them in the thread, and I will be happy to do them. Thank you all for coming to stream today. We started with, if you did not see it, we started with, do I not have it open anymore? I seem to have closed the Battleship puzzle that we started with. But we went to this awesome arrow puzzle. And then we did this sort of, this Entropic puzzle, which is very fun, which then led to us doing this Entropic puzzle by Ambrose, which was also very cool, including this James Sinclair puzzle in the middle that I really loved. We just got a lot of cool puzzles today. So awesome. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me. Apologies for cutting stream just a little bit short, but I have to go eat all-you-can-eat sushi, and I have to try and figure out how much of it I can sneak out in my pockets so that Zach can have some afterwards. So we'll see about that. I'll try not to let the other department members see me doing that, but we'll see. But thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to all of you who support the stream, either by coming, by liking the video. By the way, please like the video if you have not. It is greatly, greatly appreciated if you like the stream. It helps other people find it. We know there's a huge audience out there of people who enjoy nerds doing Sudoku. And so Cracking the Cryptic has 500,000 subscribers. So far, we only have 2,000, almost, not quite. So if you like the video, it helps those other 498,000 people who are interested in watching Sudoku content find the content. So greatly appreciated if you do that. Also appreciated to those of you who leave comments. I try and reply to them. I mostly do. Sometimes I forget. And also thank you to those of you who support the channel financially in whatever way you are able. You can do so for as little as $5 a month. If you are interested, you can click the join button. You get all kinds of cool stuff. So you get the Zach emotes in chat. You get the little green name. You get the little windmill next to your name. All of that is cool. But mostly you just get to help us keep doing this and keep running the stream. So it is greatly appreciated. Again, if you're interested in doing that because you think you're getting that $5 a month out of enjoyment, you can click the join button down below. Or if for whatever reason you'd prefer Patreon, patreon.com/zetamath will get you there. You also get access to the Zetamath exclusive Discord where sometimes things happen. And at higher levels, you also get the option to vote on what puzzles we do on stream, or even at the highest level, you get to suggest puzzles for us to do on stream. So at the highest level, you get to contribute to the bucket bloat that characterizes the stream by suggesting puzzles for us to add. Congratulations to Kurabon on the Mark feature today. And thank you so much for all of you. And special thank you to those of you who do contribute at the highest level. And those are David Ratner, Michael O'Connor, Nordy, Franco, and Woofer. Thank you very much. And I hope to see all of you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.